Today on the Yellow Brick Road.
Today on the Yellow Brick Road, we will be discussing Tim Pool versus Dave Smith, hosted by Piers Morgan. But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously, everything I show you will be linked in the same description box, including this. Mr. Dan Bongino. He has something to say. Here we go.
The third group of people I want to address are the grifters out there who mistakenly thought I wasn't coming back. Now, I am back. The Podfather is back.
The Podfather's here.
I'm here to take back this movement.
That's right. I'm a hype man.
Hijacked by a small group of dipshits and bums and losers who are nothing but doomers under the frame of accountability.
You rhyme right there.
I'm all about accountability.
This piece of shit was just in government, like
I know.
Real professional.
I'm not sitting here going, "Hey, trust me, bro. I showed you." If you like it, great. If you don't, that is absolutely your constitutional right. You paid for it to go out and go, "That sucked. I would have done something different." Okay, but you didn't. You did.
But Dan, you're going around like blocking everyone that criticizes you that have like legit points, as in like you were screaming and hollering about the Epstein files. You actually got into a position of power, like an actual position of power in regards to the government, and you did nothing with it. In fact, you lied.
Hold on.
Hold on. You lied because we now have all these fucking emails and transcripts and videos and pictures that showcase you weren't doing your fucking job. Were they all hidden in the Southern District of New York? Were they all hidden there? Is the hidden JFK footage in there too somewhere? Like excuses after excuses after excuses, but I just see lies, personally. I see lies from this motherfucker, from Kash Patel, from Pam Bondi, from Donald Trump, from Todd Blanche. Lie after lie. Go ahead, Dubster.
I just got a problem with that last phrase he just said, or paragraph, saying, if you got in there, you do something different. But you did. You were selected. You weren't elected. You were selected.
Yeah.
So how do we all get Trump to select us?
Are you in the Epstein files? That seems to be the rubric to get selected.
Is Bongino in the Epstein files, or is that what you're saying?
No, the rubric seems to be like you have to be in the Epstein file to be in the inner circle of Trump. Apparently, that seems to be like a pattern I'm seeing.
It's just
or willing to cover them up. Are you one of those guys?
I'm just saying what he said was, I mean, it was wrong basically in the whole thing. It'd be like if James Comey said the same thing. Look, I did the job. You didn't. Dude, you were selected.
He's doing content creation. Let's be honest. He's saying, if you're correct and you're like me, awesome. If you disagree, you're kind of a hater.
We didn't vote for you,
Bye,
Dan
haters.
Bongino.
I know.
If we voted for you, sure, then we could say something. You could say what we just said. We didn't elect you.
No, but he kind of was by public perception, right? By public.
No, Trump was elected. His position
this guy was boosted up by Trump fans.
It was never suggested until Trump was in there, and like a month in, he said, "I'm going to make Dan Bongino that guy." Trump didn't run on, "I'm going to get Dan Bongino in there."
Yeah. But he was running on, "I'm going to get Kash Patel in there," and I bet Kash Patel was the guy that. No, but I'm saying.
I said Dan Bongino.
Hold on. I think Trump did want to get Kash Patel in there, and then Kash Patel is the guy who's like, "Yeah, let's get Dan Bongino," and Trump's like, "Yeah, awesome," because who's his first guest? Who was Dan Bongino's first guest when he came back to content creation? Donald Trump.
I don't know.
It's his first guest, I believe. I believe. So, but like basically, he passed the quote unquote background check, right? He passed it basically. Of you're loyal, you won't open your mouth, you won't pause. I mean, you will, but you won't. And you'll say what we need you to say. And all these people that are criticizing him that have legit points, this fool blocks. on social media because I think he knows. He knows. He lied to us. He lied to everyone that listened to him say, like, yeah, there's nothing there. Listen, if there was something there, you can trust me. I'd tell you about it. 3 months later, file after file after file, millions of them, and there's still more left. And guess what? There's plenty of incriminating things in there to investigate as a deputy FBI director. It's bullshit. And he's making a mockery of the idea of people caring about certain topics. He's mocking them and calling them stupid. So let's continue. Dan Bongino calling people stupid. There we go.
Didn't do anything different. I'm not sure if you volunteered to serve or not, but you didn't. You sat in the front row with your popcorn, ankle biting, throwing this popcorn at the ring,
gallery.
Had 2 guys in there sparring away.
What did Pasta say to Sebs and Daly? What did he say? They're causing a ruckus from the crowd or some shit like that. Doomers, doom and glooming, dooming and glooming, whatever, right? Black pilled is another word. Like Dan Bongino's been spamming that word. By the way, you're a black pillar. You just gave up hope. It's like, no, we see blatant corruption. I'm not saying me, like I'm saying, like, I mean, I see that too, but I'm saying, like, the Trump fans that also followed Dan Bongino, they're like, yo, you sold out, bro. You failed us. It's like, oh, you're a black pillar. That's what he was doing. That was his excuse for why he didn't investigate certain things.
Going with what Dan Bongino just added to that, let's say I volunteered to join the FBI in December. Let's say I get accepted. What is the likely chance I get to be on the Epstein case and looking in the files? And I am not biased, left or right. I just want to look at it. And I want to be one of the investigators for it.
I like to be fair and leave room. But I'm going to be honest. The scenario you just set up is like a random person joins. They don't have a political bias. Joins the FBI. Doesn't have a bias or anything like that. And they think they're a regular person, right? They're not like affiliated already. They're random, basically. Okay.
Right.
They're random.
Well, how about this? Somewhere down the road, they have experience to where they could be considered for FBI. So let's just throw that out the window. That it's an inexperienced person. They have the experience. So they have the opportunity to have a chance at the FBI to be put on the Epstein files.
Let me add to this. Let's say he was a detective, but for like whatever a city or whatever the fuck, right? But he has like a lot of experience, right? And he has no record of being corrupt. 0 record of being corrupt. Guess what? In my opinion, he has a 0.00% chance of being on the Epstein case. That's my humble opinion on that.
Right.
He'd be the GOAT of detectives. He'd be the best. No chance.
December's like the timeline. December of 2025. No, December of 2024.
Mm-hmm. Like, no chance.
You're filling out the application. They hire you in 2 weeks.
No chance. No chance.
Okay.
They're going to put him on duty to find out, like, hey, are there trans people playing in this volleyball game in fucking Minnesota somewhere? That's going to be his job.
So I'm not a popcorn eater like he's suggesting. I'm actually that guy. And now what? You wouldn't put me on the case. Why wouldn't you put me on the case? Because you had...
Because there's a there. That's why.
Cash Patel and Pam Bondi and then like your select favored agents that get to fucking look at it. So now what? Where's the scenario going, Dan Bongino?
You saw the case I looked at, right? Where the guy had a quasi dead man switch of like, hey, if Epstein tries to go at me, bro, I have this shit I can use litigation against him with. I have a video that shows this, that shows this, that shows this.
I don't know.
To me, that was the most damning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I'll show you after, but like, if you saw that thing, that email, if it's real, right? I'm leaving room. If it's real, that is the most damning thing out of all of them I've seen so far. It's a guy saying, I have videotape of Epstein doing this, of this person doing this, of underage girl here, like timestamps and time length of the videos and actual like references to them. I'm like, but that guy's name is blacked out, by the way. Who the fuck knows who said like I have this? It's about the New Mexico ranch. I think it's called like Zorro Ranch or something like that, right? Zorro. I think it's a New Mexico place.
Are all the people he's saying he's got tapes on also blacked out besides Jeffrey Epstein?
No, there's another guy, Matthew something. Fuck, I forgot his name, but I'll show you, and
Okay.
I'll link it for video viewers. But if that's real, it's like you have every leeway in the world to investigate that. Who's that person? Which means they know already, right? The people behind the scenes already know that name. They could be asking them like, "Hey, do you have these tapes still?" Because this implies a lot. It implies a lot, actually. So, yeah. And why him or her name was redacted, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
He looks like he's on meth
He's on the devil's dick.
or cocaine. Cocaine, yeah, he's sniffing the devil's dick
Yeah,
hard.
for sure. But all right, let's play Dan Bongino so we can get to the debate that everyone's looking forward to. Here we go.
Fighting for this country while you did shit. You just talked about it. So you didn't do anything. Now, I'm back on the air. I'm not going to take on every single thing in one day in one show.
Pause.
But I'm telling you right now, your bullshit, I'm done with it. The grifter bums,
I don't
all you
believe
guys
you.
are a class of doomers.
He sounds like
Everything
Chris
sucks
Cuomo.
all the time. You would have done it different. You didn't do shit.
Are you saying his
did
pupils
nothing.
are hyper dilated?
You didn't volunteer.
I'm getting
you
that
didn't
vibe, bro.
ask. You didn't give up your shit.
Yeah, bro,
You
his
did
fucking
nothing.
eyes
He's
are
got black
tweaking.
eyes.
All you did was bullshit people and say nothing's happening. And then when we tell you, oh, it just happened, you move on to something else you say is not going to happen. And then when that happens, you move on to something else. You want to critique
This
it,
guy's
say
liar.
you would have done better, step up. Step up.
Everyone's saying that. You
Go
blocked
ahead.
them.
They got openings. You go try it. See what you're dealing with.
Oh, come
Does he
on. That's
ever-
such a lying statement. You know people are not going to be accepted as a fucking FBI, as a deputy FBI director. You know people have questions where they wouldn't actually ask those questions if they were in those positions. But you know that. But he's bullshitting. And guess what? He blocks those
What
same
are
guys,
his
too.
prior? What are his prior fucking like
Secret
qualifications
Service
too?
agent.
He was a cop, right?
Secret Service agent.
Okay.
He was a Secret Service agent for Obama.
Does that qualify? Does that make you qualified to be the director of the FBI? Like that's fucking
Deputy.
No,
some shit that you'd want.
No.
Like
What the fuck
yeah,
happened?
that's like
completely different jobs. Completely different jobs.
Why is the USS Abraham Lincoln trending? That's the one that's out by Iran. I don't know.
yeah. Apparently there was a drone that
They shot down a drone.
got shot down.
An unmanned drone. Yeah,
Yeah.
they shot it down, but that didn't become like trending at all, really, right? Unless it did.
Breaking news.
China's ship is tailing the USS Lincoln.
What ship?
China.
It's probably
China's
in the
spy
middle
ship,
of the
they
South
said?
China Sea.
But like, I don't know if that's true
What
or not.
ship?
I don't know if that's true. That could be propaganda for all I know.
What ship?
A lot of the times they're like right in the South China Sea, and then they're like taking
Oh, that's
videos
crazy,
of
bro.
Chinese ships being like, "See,
This,
they're fucking with us."
this was in the Epstein file, by the way. Guy's picture like that. It's
Who is
crazy.
that?
Some fucking Saudi dude, I think. No, UAE. My
Oh,
bad.
God.
UAE. Okay. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed.
Was he at the Royal Rumble?
He's like, fuck
Fuck.
no. What is this? Okay, whatever.
Back to Bongino. We got
People-
fucking rabbit holed.
Yeah, that's fine. Now we're moving on from Bongino. This fucking full of shit artist. Gaslighting is fucking. Well, let's be real. If you're still a fan of Dan Bongino at this point, you're either a full blown neocon, as they might call it, or you're an idiot. One or the other. There's no room left.
Or all of the
There's
above.
no room left. Say, hey, you
Right.
guys, how come you don't fucking volunteer? Well, what do you do, Dan Bongino, when people respond to you? You fucking block them. So then you have no point then. If you eliminate yourself from having a point,
made
you're done.
sure he didn't. He made sure he didn't have a real audience to come back to while in government.
And Trump comes along to help boost his audience. It's like, yo, what the freak, dude? These guys, I'm telling you, I'm going to say it again. Trump might go down as the worst president in American history. He might go down as that.
So great to me.
Not saying it's true, because I think these other guys are equally bad. All I'm saying is, popular opinion-wise, he might go down as the worst. He may become like a meme almost, like a mockery thing in movies for years and years to come. He might become that in songs or whatever.
Like Richard face like Richard Nixon.
But probably worse because we have the internet, so probably worse. But all right.
Yeah.
Either way, let's move on to the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Pool, Dave Smith, Piers Morgan, the immaculate moderator. I think they're arguing about ice. Yes, they're going to talk about ice, and this is going to be a fucking doozy. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of tension from not just from these guys, but also the audience, and I'm sure in the Discord because Dutcher's here. So let's find out. Here's Piers Morgan with Dave Smith and Tim Pool. Here we go.
The events of the past few weeks have been emotive and divisive on many levels, including among those who vociferously backed Donald Trump to be president. The attempts to justify Alex Pretti's death, for example, sparked debate about the scale and effectiveness of the ICE crackdown, as well as claims of hypocrisy about the right to protest and to carry guns. And Marjorie Taylor Greene summed up the broader MAGA divide in her recent appearance on Bill Maher.
MAGA to me meant secure the border, no more foreign wars, no more regime change. We should care about grocery prices. We should care about housing prices. We should care about the next generation. We should care about the national debt, which I think you totally agree on. And we should release the Epstein
Sounds like
files.
somebody's running for something.
Transparency. That's what we campaigned on.
Simple words.
And I don't know how in 1 year's time MAGA all of a sudden becomes okay with bombing foreign countries, okay with regime change, against releasing the Epstein files.
It's like, did she not know Trump
there's a lot of people that voted for what we thought MAGA was, and then it
shuffling the deck
for
some
else.
fucking run.
Well, those who
I mean, I can't help but agree. I'm so like, yo, you're out of office now, right? So why not talk regular? Like, yo, these guys, like, we got played, like, be more blatant than sound like a politician, right? I know they gave you media training, but like,
Tulsi fucking vibe.
I was about to say that too. Like, it smells like a Tulsi Gabbard like style thing.
Blonde Tulsi.
I'm just saying. Listen, I've let them both spank me, but for now, in politics, I can't trust either one. Well, I can't trust Tulsi, obviously, but same with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't trust her for different reasons, but
or their strong cheekbones.
That's right. But I'm sure they have very strong forearms. They could tear me up. What?
That's who they're fucking.
Wait, we're recording? What happened? Oh shit!
They'd fucking squeeze your head like a grape.
Oh, yes. Make wine out of me, please.
They'd lock you in down there forever. Your head would never leave.
It's the only way to fly, my friend. The only way to fly. All right, let's continue on with this. Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene, fine.
Gym girls.
But I think Timmy's gonna look like a fucking idiot here, and Dave has done a lot of debates with a lot of dumb motherfuckers, and has, perceptually wise, according to his fans, destroyed them. I probably expect the same here because Timmy's he's an idiot. He's actually stupid. But all right, here we go.
Remained in the president's camp have been accused, among other things, of bootlicking. As you've probably seen by now, Tim Pool gave an eye-catching response to this particular claim, and Dave Smith gave an equally eye-catching response to him. Both clips are out of context.
Drama,
It's a much broader argument.
Drama.
But we make no apologies for showing them both again.
So the argument right now is this. I'll put it simply. First of all, when these people come out and go, Tim's a bootlicker for defending us, I'm like, no, you misunderstand. It's my boots. It's mine. I voted for them. I'm wearing the boot. I'm stomping on the ground. I ain't licking anybody. I'm clapping for these people. I said, please go out and enforce the law. And anybody else who's cheering for it, who voted for it too, we're all wearing the boots. You're the one crying. You're the one saying, you're coming in and enforcing laws we
Timmy's he's a loser, bro. What a fucking loser. I don't like nothing. Like, shut up. Fucking lame. He can't talk correctly. He's lame, bro. There's nothing cool about this dude. So you don't have politics. You don't have integrity. You don't have morality or honesty, and you don't have fucking cool points either. He's trash. He's 360 trash. There's no way around this. And obviously, like, let's be real, he's lying to Trump fans, telling them, like, yeah, that's your boot stomping on people in the streets. That's you. It's not you, guys. This does not serve you. He's lying to you to get you to keep voting or supporting for these motherfuckers. These full of shit motherfuckers, bro. That's his purpose.
And he's literally putting on display what people say when he's being a bootlicker.
Exactly.
It's like, this is what we're saying, bro.
Also, it's not Tim.
We are the boot.
Yeah, it's not.
If I
it's
put
not
it
him.
in my mouth enough, it's me.
Well, the thing is, it's not him either. He's not some actual loyalist to any of it. He's loyal to fucking social, probably currency, financial shit, which gives him social power in a way, right? He has fuck you money to do what he wants, but he can't just do what he wants. He has to sell certain narratives for his job. That is his occupation. So no, he's not the fucking boot either. He knows he's not. He's just lying about it to get you to think that you think when ICE runs someone over or shoots someone, he wants you to think that that's you. That represents you. These guys are just agitators that are in the way. These are bad guys in the way, which is what? A fucking lie. And let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. Devil worshipping, because we know the harm that's going to come from all this stupid shit that's happening out there. We're aware of this. I hope you are, at least. But have fun having your face digitally scanned and put in a database somewhere. Even if you're not actually a part of the anti-ICE protests, you wait. Your turn's coming. Yeah, dude, like, wait, am I the boot? It's like, sure. You're the John.boot on someone's fucking computer somewhere. Here we go. Here's Dave's response, I guess.
Tim, brother, this is the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my life. This is the gayest, cringiest shit I've ever seen. You are an 8-year-old boy playing with action figures right now, but you're an adult broadcasting this to hundreds of thousands of people. Like, this is just so goddamn. I mean, I don't know. Like, dude, this is.
He's a fucking lame. Timmy's a fucking lame.
Oh, hold on.
There's no way around it.
Can someone tell them to put his hat back on? Coming off a little immigrant-ish.
You stopped me for a joke. You could have just said it, you butthead. Here we go.
Lost the line.
Bro,
like, it's not even
he is
in
fucking
political
representing Korea right
commentary
now
anymore. You're like in some type of fetish right now. You're wearing the boot. I'm wearing the boot, and I'm crushing everybody. I crushed you, and I crushed you. Like, Tim, what the fuck are you doing right now, bro?
He's doing his. Dave, are you an idiot? He's doing his job. If you don't realize that Timmy Pool is full of shit yet, holy fuck, you are way dumber than I thought you were. Let's continue.
Well, we thought it only fair and reasonable to bring the two protagonists together to discuss Bootgate. So welcome to Tim Pool and Dave Smith.
Oh, yeah.
How's it going?
What's up, Piers? What's up, Tim?
Tim, are you still proudly claiming yourself to be the boot? Or have you had time
Tenderloins fucking trolls Tim?
No, I think the point of that comment was I had made a post on X where I said something to the effect of Pretti was conspiring with a group to obstruct federal law enforcement, did not show up to a protest. He showed up to an operation to obstruct federal law enforcement, resisted arrest. It was an unfortunate circumstance where, the agents yell, gun, gun, gun. One guy sees Pretti holding a phone in his hand. A gunshot goes off. I don't think anybody was going to that day. This is the gist of the argument. I don't think the agents were trying to murder someone that day. I don't think Pretti went there with the intention of murdering everybody. And by saying that, I have these people tweeting that I'm a bootlicker because I'm defending ICE because they went out and you've got a spattering of some libertarians that are arguing this is a peaceful protest or just filming, and many liberals making the same claim. And so my response is, I voted for ICE to go out and do this. I was promised in 2024 that Donald Trump was going to employ ICE, CBP. They were going to make these arrests. So it's not that I'm defending and licking their boot as they go out and do this. It's literally, it's me saying, gentlemen, please, would you go out and engage in these operations? Now, I'm not happy that Pretti died or these conflicts are happening, but these are agents enacting the political will of me and many others who voted for it.
Dave Smith, your response.
Kill him.
Well,
Dave.
I would just first off say that Tim knows that I love him, and we did
All
on
right,
Twitter
yeah,
there.
sure.
Can we not start with a mollifying comment like that,
Piers? Piers, you really are. Even in recovery, Piers is still just sparking fights. I love it. I'm glad to see. I'm so glad you're doing the show.
Joe Rogan, if I may say, in between, he had Andrew Wilson on a couple of days ago, and in between mocking me for my injury and suggesting I have a 10.
Dave Smith refuses to talk shit about Rogan, and there
I forget what you never would. He's Jimmy Dore, basically.
You see the recent clip where someone's talking shit about Rogan and he fucking gets super uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's a lame. He's a lame living his best life. He's just doing as much as a lame could do. It is what it is. I'm not calling him a bad guy. Saying he's a lame.
I think that's why Pierce brings up Rogan in this, because he knows that like Dave can't talk shit about Rogan, so he's like, oh, let me bring in Rogan into the conversation at this point.
No, I think even Timmy is enough for Dave. Dave's going to play friends because, once again, he can't detect or he doesn't care if someone's just like, aren't you a liar? I mean, both these guys, by the way, Piers and Timmy Pool are both fucking liars, professional. Like, not every syllable, not every word they say. I'm just saying, like, what they seem to aim at when they talk out loud is towards lying, in my humble opinion, or towards a just, let's be real, way off diagnosis, especially Timmy. Timmy's he is so full of shit. So full of shit. Look at the way he reacts to Candace. Look at the way he reacts to the Epstein stuff, if he has at all. The way with Israel, Gaza. The way with ICE. He is a narrative spinner. That's his fucking job. Dave can't see that or something? I guess, like, I think it's as transparent as Alex Jones to me. But I guess Dave can't see that. But don't worry, his fans will show up and tell you how fucking dumb we are for questioning Dave Smith. That seems to be like a pattern I see, and expect that to continue. So off rip, Dave loves Timmy, but it's like, yo, you can love him. That's fine. I love everyone too. But like Timmy's, let's be real. He spins narratives. He lies. That's his like job. If there's something like blatantly caught in regards to the Trump administration, this guy will lie about it. He will lie about it. Or spin it in a certain way to make it seem okay. Or to make you forget about it. That's this guy's job. And it's like, yeah, what do we do about that, Dave? Do you bring up the clean break papers? Is that what you do in response to liars? Or what do you do?
Either Dave is the same though, or he is go along to get along kind of guy.
I try to be very fair, prop. I try my best to be as fair as I can and say, oh, I don't know Dave Smith as so much. So thus, okay, I'll leave room. I'm waiting for that blatant IQ test, at least for my radar. That blatant IQ test. There's things where it's like, okay, you're willing to go here for the sake of maybe winning an argument, or for the sake of pushing a political narrative that you claim to believe in. I can see that, but I need IQ tests where Timmy is, where it's like, oh my God, this guy's full of shit, and there's no way around it. I'm waiting for one of those for Dave, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm fair to him. I'll try to be fair. Like, okay, maybe he means well, but God, he's such a fucking ditz. He's so stupid. But don't worry, if I say that, his fans will be like, no, he's not. Look, he knows about the clean break. Do you know about the clean break? Huh? Do you know that? Huh? You ever heard of that? Huh? 7 countries, 5 years? Huh? Ever heard of that? Huh? What do you know? Ever heard about the dancing Israelis? Huh? Ever heard of that? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't. Like, that's what I fucking hear in response from Dave Smith fans to protect this fucking fool. Like, yo, shouldn't you be holding him to the, like, as Jimmy Dore says, feet to the fire? Shouldn't you be fucking doing that with Dave Smith? Instead, it's a pal around time. Like, yeah, Dave got him. High five. It's fucking lame. It's stupid. And guess what? It's fucking harmful, in my humble opinion. We lose track when when he just gets like run over fucking Dinesh D'Souza's for like all day and night. Meanwhile, I'm not calling out these guys are fucking liars. That is the actual main core story of the whole fucking movie. Is that like, hey, this guy's a fucking liar? That is the main point, not his factoids.
Either which
God,
way.
dang it.
What Tim Pool said on the people that voted for Trump were saying they voted for him because he kept saying he was gonna enforce ICE, enforce the border, and deport these illegal immigrants. That is 100% true. That's why
it's a lie, though, from the administration. That they're lying about that, though. Right?
Did you hear what I just said?
I heard. Okay, the voters are voting for that, but are they getting that?
Yes.
No, they're fucking not, and you know that. You brought that story to me.
Not to the fully. Not. To
Then
the
you
full
should be
extent that
supporting
we
Obama
want,
if that's
but yes,
the case.
he is deporting. He is deporting, and that's what we want.
Not to the rates of Obama, and also he's going to protect what, farmers and hospitality workers and other places, right? You told that to me. You told that to me. Also, let's go another level here, where it's like with Tim Pool. Is that what he's protecting? Is it the policy he's protecting, or what is he actually protecting?
I'm gonna come.
Exactly. And if Dave can't read that, he's a fucking idiot at best. That's the best I can give you, Dave. That's the most charity I can give you in an intellectual, argumentative way. Is that you're just an idiot. You don't know anything. That's the best I can do for you.
What is he at worst?
Part of the fucking game. Full of shit, a game player. Here for whatever reason, for his own narcissism, for an apparatus, a government like Timmy is, seemingly, for money, whatever. Yeah, that gets worse there to me, personally, because at least one guy could mean well, but just be stupid about it. I want to end fires. They pour kerosene all over everything, right? I want to right. I want to stop murder. Just throw unregistered, unmarked guns all over the fucking streets. I'm trying to stop murder. Right? It's like, okay, you're an idiot, but maybe you meant to fix this problem that you perceive. I can leave room for that level, but there is worse, where you don't mean well, and the point is to serve yourself or serve something that you're brainwashed by, or that you worship, essentially. Yeah, it can get worse. Meaning well is
gotta win the debate
not
here.
a bad start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would that
He's
be?
gotta-
Self-serving, right? If that's his
Yeah,
only
he's got to
goal.
win, and he's got to he can't just win. He's got to have a show about it after.
Yeah.
He's going to talk, boost himself.
Well,
So if that's the case, you can't KO Tim Pool in 5 minutes and then have no show. You can't disqualify him for just being a flat out liar and prove him wrong. What's with the rest of the thing? You got some lines queued up. You're ready for a long fight, right?
Hey man, and let's be real, in a lot of people's psyches, they believe that they can mean well, but also I'm gonna win too. They can hold both of those ideas simultaneously in their psyches. Granted, I don't think they know what meaning well means, but they have the hint of it, right? The sense of it in their minds and in their hearts somewhere, right? So I say fair enough to that. But either way, okay, let's continue. Here we go. It might be more fun to be chummy than real. Here we go.
Year lifespan now, as a result of having a new hip put in, and saying I was in no shape, and that's why this happened to me. Notwithstanding that, he did say that I'm the best cat wrangler in the world. By which he meant I bring guys like you together and I wrangle as you go at it. And starting from such a peaceful position doesn't appeal
as y'all go at it.
Wrangling skills.
Well,
that's crazy.
Well, I second Joe and Andrew's opinion there. Not the 10 years part, the cat wrangling part. But if Tim wants to identify as a boot, I will respect his pronouns, and I will try to be respectful here. I think that look, what the Pretti shooting. Again, as we know, we've all been burned on things like this before. Sometimes there's information that isn't available, context that isn't available in the video.
Not in this one.
What we have in the video of him being shot looks about as bad as any shooting could look. He wasn't resisting arrest. He wasn't being violent in that moment. And it doesn't really matter what happened 11 days
Yes, he
earlier.
was.
Like 8
He was
officers have him
resisting
on the
arrest.
ground, disarm him. Yes, one of them starts frantically yelling gun, and then they like pump 9 bullets into a guy who's not a threat to anybody. So the shooting itself looks very bad. If you want to get into the details of that, the real question, which no one seems to be addressing, is what happened right before that warranted shoving a woman in that manner. If for any man to ever put his hands on a woman
The
in
officer
that
said,
manner,
"Get out of the
you better have
street."
a
She
damn good
Typical
reason for doing
dumb
it.
guy
And no one's offered
brain up
one.
yesterday
But what the
here, Dave
administration has done is had all of its top
Anyone.
spokespeople lie through.
Dave, the answer is anyone being shoved like that's a problem, right? But here we go.
Through their teeth, including the head of the FBI claiming that it's illegal to bring a gun to a protest, and the head of the Department of Homeland Security claiming that he was there to assassinate a bunch of officers and do as much damage as possible. I think it was Stephen Miller who called him a domestic terrorist. This stuff is absurd. And the broader picture that I think everyone's missing here
Starring too
is
much at
that
him right
ICE
now.
and Border Patrol are not doing what Tim voted for them to do. Mass deportations are not happening. Donald Trump walked away from mass deportations over a year ago when he said they won't be deporting people from hospitality and farming.
Oh,
Translation,
shit.
in other words, big business likes the cheap labor, and they don't want those people deported. And Donald Trump backed off, as he has done basically throughout his entire 5 years of being president, sold out the American people on behalf of big business. And, you know, this stuff in Minnesota, this is all theater. There's like maybe 200,000 illegals in all of Minnesota. They sent 3,000 agents into Minneapolis. We're not getting huge numbers of people here. And instead what you're getting is left-wing activists who are looking for a fight. And then Piers, I'm sure you've seen, Tim, I'm sure you've seen, which in a lot of videos, ICE and Border Patrol agents who are also looking for a fight, who are going around intimidating regular people, lying to them about what their constitutional rights are. I've seen dozens of videos where these ICE agents are telling people that it's illegal to film.
What's Timmy nodding to?
Threatening to put regular people on a list of domestic terrorists. Their faces are covered. They're not identifying themselves. They're grabbing people at random Walmarts and dropping them off 8 miles away. This is all we're getting out of this is a bunch of violence and a massive provocation of the worst elements of the left-wing activists. It's a huge loss for all of us.
Yeah.
The worst element of the left-wing activist. I mean, they are rounding people up, aren't they, Dave? Based on stuff with no merit to it? Now, once again, I'm not like, here's like kind of the problem with the whole little left wing, right wing style of thinking, like the brain rot that it is. If I counter that, what Dave's saying there, and say like, well, I don't think it's so much about. I mean, like what we're seeing is the left, the quote unquote the left, or people that call themselves the left, respond to other people that call themselves federal law enforcement, right? Essentially with the right because of the president, I guess, or the presidential apparatus or executive branch, whatever, and DOJ, right? Yeah, it seems like a response rather than like we're just out here, nothing's happening, we're just doing shit, and then ICE shows up, like, all right, now we're right. Here's ICE. Let's go fight them. That's a weird way to look at it. And it almost sounds like he's appealing to a crowd instead of like being real about the scenario. But then again, welcome to politics.
Okay, then being real would be that the ICE or the leftists have gone to a signal chat,
some slow brain
communicated to track and
in response to
stalk
what?
the ICE agents.
In response to what?
So what?
In response to what?
To stalk the ICE agents for the purpose of interrupting their job to deport illegal immigrants.
No. They made signal groups in response to what? What was happening in these places?
They are doing that to stalk ICE agents.
Why?
To stop them from deporting
Why?
illegal
let's go like
immigrants.
let's do some child shit. Let's do like we're children here.
Stop
Like what?
ICE from deporting illegal immigrants. That is their purpose.
No, but they already broke the bounds of just about illegal immigrants. They already broke that. That's why right? Do you agree with that? That they broke those bounds about it's
purpose
strictly
is to
about illegal
harass-
immigrants. They already broke
The
that
purpose is to
rule right there.
harass ICE to interfere.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you
to
one more
stop
time
them
and find out if you're
from
being real or not.
arresting illegal immigrants.
I'm gonna ask you one
That
more
is
time.
real.
I'm gonna ask you one more time to find out if you're being real or not. Otherwise, I'm just gonna move on. Let me ask you one more time. Did ICE break out of the protocol?
Answer.
Did ICE
Asked and answered. Asked and answered.
Can I ask a question then? Let me just ask, just to make sure. Did ICE break out of the protocols of strictly going after illegal immigrants? Did they? Did they break out of the protocol of going after illegal immigrants? Wow. Okay. I'll give you like 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're moving on. All right, Jesse, if you want to go, please go ahead. I think you unmuted right there.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing that's I mean, Tim spoke once, and he said that they're calling him a bootlicker because like he supports ICE and that supporting ICE, and that's what he wanted. That's what he voted for, right?
And he's the boot.
I have recently started using that term, bootlicker, and I haven't in the past. And it's not just because of somebody's like policy of like, hey, I want like I want this policy, and I go for that. Sure, I wouldn't call somebody that just for that reason. It's that they're really just chasing power. They're being insincere. They're doing things against, in my view, against themselves. When you start to allow people to erode the constitutional rights and just keep making exceptions after exceptions after exceptions because you think it's convenient for a certain situation, and that thing's going to backfire on you. So I see it as people like going, making compromises, which will hurt themselves, and I think that's a disingenuous way to go about things, and that definitely backfires. And the fact that they do that in the way that it's going about, that's more like for somebody to be in a undocumented status, like they know that they're carrying the risks. Like someone being deported, people could get upset, but that it will happen. Like that's always happened, right? But that's not exclusively what we're seeing here. We're seeing mostly a big show. It's a very political thing. Like the reason they're deployed in the way that they are, and that we see them. Yes, also on the protesters are also making a show. They're
Yeah.
intentionally doing that stuff. This whole thing is an act. It's a play, and so like there's people having consequences. It's the people being arrested there, and there's also like what I'm telling you is that this is actually impacting civilians, not just the ones that get arrested right now, but they're really accelerating the erosion of our rights.
Oh yeah,
and that's gonna like screw over everybody. And so that's why I call people bootlickers when they drive towards this, especially people who claim to promote liberty and then will make all of these exceptions because it's their team. That's where I think that's where I start using that word.
Oh, that's fair enough. I don't use that term really, but I get what you're saying, and based on definition, okay, I get what you're saying. But that's like the bigger environment of the entire topic, right? For sure. But when I zoom in on this particular conversation here, I don't think Timmy's a bootlicker, because the problems that the things that will happen from this won't be a problem for him. He's just doing it for narrative management, in my humble opinion. And the fact that Dave can't see that makes him what? At best, a fucking idiot. At best, an idiot. And that's being like very generous calling this guy just a ditz idiot. But But no, yeah, I agree with your point. I get what you're saying. But we've seen this before, right? We've seen this with Iraq, right? The war on terror and all that stuff, where those same people that were against it are now are now accepting and, in fact, reinforcing the ideas that they were maybe complaining about. Or sorry, the things they accepted back then are now things they're complaining about now. I bet I fucked that up badly. Sorry. The things they accept, like, yeah, it is for our freedom, for our rights, to stop terrorism, are now things they complain about now. And there's a good amount of sludge for brain motherfuckers that, I don't know if it's pride or something like that, where they're too afraid to admit, like, yeah, you got fucking played, and they're repeating it. They are repeating it on you again. But because they get in the moment, they don't sludge for brains, right? They don't think about it. But let's continue. Here's more of Dave versus Timmy. Hopefully Timmy's response is here. Sorry. Because Timmy was just nodding his head, like, yeah, okay, yep, all right. I get what you're saying. Okay, I get that. Let's see if Timmy actually does get that. Let's see if he has to do performative shit. And once again, sorry, Dave Smith fans and people that are watching, like, oh my God, hit play already. I'm sorry. But you have to, I want you to recognize, if you haven't already, Dave should be asking questions that gets this fool to show, who the fuck he is in regards to these topics. Ask a question where it's do a hypothetical and make him answer it. And actually okay, let's see if you're for real as you're just an individual that believes this, or if you're just a paid actor. Either way, let's continue. Here we go.
Tim, what I think is so sort of weird about this is that there's
Make
not
him
a lot of
Dave
difference
shit.
between Donald Trump's view of the immigration issue and Barack Obama's. And there are plenty of clips doing the rounds at the moment of Barack Obama talking like Donald Trump about immigration. Right? Obama, as we now know, deported over 3 million people, but he didn't get anything like the attention that Trump's deportation record is getting. And as Dave just said, he's not deporting anything like the same numbers. I don't understand, having had a thumping win on the southern border, Donald Trump, pretty much shutting it down after the ridiculous farce of 4 years of Biden just opening it up. Having got that big win, why he didn't just do what Obama did a lot of the time, which is he went to the governors of individual states and he said, right, how many illegal immigrants do you have in prisons who've committed other crimes? We're going to deport them all. And that's apparently a large number of the people that he deported were those types of people. Most Americans would agree with that. If Trump just did a deal with every individual state governor to deport undocumented people in prison for other crimes, I think most Americans would agree with that. So why is he allowed himself, I think, by people in his administration like Stephen Miller and others, to be sucked into a much wider, much more problematic program of masked ICE agents running around like a bunch of fascists, as many people have called them, just bashing doors down, running into Home Depot, seizing anyone who might be there undocumented. That's a far more complex thing and far less popular.
Complex? Okay, go ahead. Answer Piers's thing.
Because these blue states that are sanctuary states stopped holding these people and let them out of the jails and the prisons.
That's you're wrong or you're lying on that one, but go ahead. I'm sure in some cases, but I think you're wrong on the overall aspect because I don't think they've even been asked. Like Minnesota in particular, I don't think they were actually working with law enforcement to find out, hey, who do you have locked up? Which is why DHS is creating an app or something like that to try to find people that are already in jail. Meanwhile, they could have just maybe asked already or did some investigation, So I think you're wrong on that one, but
the narrative is that they're killers, they're rapists, all this stuff, right? There's a safety issue, right?
Or that's who they're going after first, Jesse. That's the narrative.
That too. Yeah. So if that's the case, you can't tell me that the regular police department will just let them go because kill somebody, but you're undocumented, you're free to go. Like,
No.
they're not gonna do that for like at least violent crimes or whatever. You're talking about something different, right? Because I think once somebody does like a crime, like the things that get highlighted a lot, then like how do you get out of that? I mean,
The
if
problem is it
anything,
takes time,
the
Jesse.
only thing to get out of that is actually to deport somebody because they're going to be able to get away with it in their own country. Not here.
The problem is it takes time, Jesse, and time means you're hurting your the numbers to please the fans. So if a guy has like because the idea is that they're waiting until their sentence is over. Like, okay, serve your time in prison. Once you're done, you get deported, right? That's kind of the idea that I believe the DHS claimed they were going after, but let's be real, they're doing some weird shit. But the idea is like, hey, you committed a crime. Let's say you committed armed robbery, right? You're in jail for a certain amount of time, meaning like you're gonna serve. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of guys are like, the idea is like you're gonna serve. You're gonna serve that time. Once you're done, once you're done, that's when
over 100 fucking times.
that's when ICE comes in and is supposed to take them out and deport them, right?
Yeah, I can cite the times, the hundreds of thousands of people that the blue states released from custody, murders and rapists, since COVID-19. I can cite it.
Okay, but now you're under Trump, right? And the reason why, like you said, the reason why
not rearrested.
No, you're supposed to communicate with the law enforcement to grab up whoever's sentence is over. Okay, take them out. Instead, they're going to fucking immigration hearings and amnesty hearings and green card hearings and visa hearings, and there's like, you just grab them because I think they're doing it for marketing, for numbers, to say like, look how many people I deported. See, that's what it looks like on the surface.
Thousands of these people that Trump has deported in this year are under warrant to be deported. Like, final judgment has been made, and they are ordered to be.
Can you send me those numbers for me? Can you send those numbers to me, please?
Those, I don't know those numbers.
What? Can you send them to me? Go look them up and send them to me.
There's probably ICE probably has a fucking tracking number on that.
We already seen them fuck up with their shit. So give me like if you have like an independent source for all that, please. I mean, take their numbers too, right? Take their numbers too, and then use an independent source to, I guess, corroborate it.
They're the authority on the source.
Okay, fair enough. Then get their thing.
Yes, it would be an appeal to authority, but that was
all right. Fine. I said grab their thing. Grab their numbers then, because I think they're grabbing a lot of people that are actually showing up to court, showing up to immigration court, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and they're getting grabbed up as they leave the meetings, which is blatantly antichrist shit. But
that would be the process of arresting them, yes, because they've violated their visas.
No, they're showing up to meetings.
And they're still here. Yeah, past due of their visas.
No, they're showing up to meetings and being taken after they leave.
Yeah, they're late for the process, as in their visas have expired.
And they've gotten a guy going for his citizenship, like...
There's plenty.
He didn't have it, did he?
There's plenty of people showing up on their regularly scheduled.
Yeah, he did not have it, did he?
You can't get the citizenship thing if you're in an illegal status. You already have to be in a good status. So they blocked him from getting it because he was legal.
They were denying it.
Are you talking about the Arab guy that they let go? They had to let him go, didn't they? The Arab guy you're talking about? Are you talking about that guy, Jesse?
Yeah, I don't remember when they started going to the immigration things.
Was it the guy attached to Mahmoud Khalil?
He was not getting his United States citizenship.
I don't remember that.
There's a guy who was in the meeting. I think it's the same guy, Jesse. The guy that was in a meeting for his citizenship. And they grabbed him up. And they had to let him go. But they were trying to get rid of him. but they had to let him
Oh,
go.
they let him go.
Yeah, because he actually did. Like, a judge was like, "Okay, guys, come on." He's like about to get his fucking citizenship. You try to stop him in the middle of it, like a weirdo. All right, but either way, once again, the idea was murderer, rapist, armed robbery, like that idea, those ideas, right? A lot of these guys are locked up. I actually have an exact story to showcase that, where these ICE guys basically raided a house, essentially. They're like, "Where's this guy at? Where's he at?" And come to find out, the guy they were looking for is actually locked up in jail. He was in prison as they raided the house, meaning they were not communicating with fucking actual other law enforcement. To once the guy serves a sentence, just deport him at that point, in their worldview, not my worldview. Because I love Christ and shit like that.
So if they take him out of prison, and they
make them serve
deported
their
him-
sentences. They make them serve their sentences.
Yeah.
Didn't you just call the Bible pagan earlier today?
Yeah, why not? He's trying to win again. It's so cute. Someone get him some Oreo cookies, bro. In the corner.
The Bible outlines borders.
I
It
know.
outlines
Pivot to
citizenship.
something else. You can find a win somewhere. I know.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Heaven's guarded
some
by
Oreo
12
biscuits.
Use some Oreo
Heaven's
biscuits.
gates are guarded by 12 angels.
Oh, cutie. Oh, cool. You got me, man. I'm sorry. You got it.
Israel, Judah was established
You got
by
it, man.
God.
Yeah, man. You got
Told
it.
You the
Floor's
lines
yours.
were from the Euphrates to the Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about it?
Yeah, God made borders.
Okay. It's good to know. God made borders. Let's move on. So we're gonna get into Timmy's response here. I have to reset actually. I know it's gonna lag, so forgive me. All right, here we go.
There's a lot to break down just with what David said and now what you have said, and I'll start here with you mentioning the masks. I had heavily criticized the DHS and the Trump administration going back to the election, saying that we should not live in a country where our law enforcement are masking up and we can't see their faces. We don't want to live in a country like that. The argument I got largely from Trump supporters is that, well, they're threatened by domestic terrorists. They'll come to their homes, they'll kill their family. And my response is, guys, if we are actually at the point where you genuinely believe leftists are going to show up to the homes of ICE agents and murder their families, then the problem of immigration is much smaller, right? We're in civil war at this point. And there are some arguments that we have seen in Minnesota. They went to the homes of suspected federal agents. They smashed vehicles. They stole weapons. So all of those things are pushing us to this point where the hardcore Trump side is never going to give up on, you know what, we're fighting a demonic force or whatever. We're going to mask up and do these things. I think that
hardcore MAGA side is a fucking illusion. I really do. I think he lost quite a bit of support. Quite a bit. And the last guys left are kind of in the hardcore, forgive me for the words, neoconish as a word. I'm trying to not use that word anymore. It's too labeling and too broad of a word. But let's just say pro Lindsey Graham-ish types are the ones that are left, I think. Pro Ben Shapiro, pro Lindsey Graham style thing. You have some lingering ons from Steven Crowder fans type of thing going on. But for the most part, even with the Alex Pretti thing, motherfuckers yeah, what the fuck is this? A lot of people were like that. Not everyone. There's a few, unknowingly devil worshipping people out there that do what they do. But for the most part, people are like, yo, you can't just do this guy's. In a way, people looked at it as that's one of us. We're fucking concealed carry type people. And they fucking killed him. And used the excuse of him concealed carrying as a reason to kill him. And people got pissed about that. So I think Timmy, once again, is selling a narrative to make you think there's a certain reality out there when I don't think that is really there. I think there is some people, but not the way he's describing, to where it feels like there's a whole, millions upon millions, fucking half the country style shit. It seems like he's implying.
I will say that the people that did vote for Trump like the deportation thing was a big thing.
But you, as
Might have lost.
you're not a voter for
may have
Trump, but you
separa-
told
hold
me.
on, hold on,
Oh, okay.
hold on. May have separate on other topics, but on that topic, pretty solid topic.
Okay, but you didn't vote for Trump, but you also think he's done a shitty job on immigration, right? According to words you said before, unless you were wrong back then, or you're mistaken, or you're lying. Right?
I don't like that he tapered it down.
That he's giving amnesty, right? He's giving amnesty to certain people, right? You don't like that?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Who's he giving amnesty to?
Gone, and I don't care how many people want to step in front of the fucking cops and die for it.
Who's he giving amnesty to? According to what you told me. 5, 4. Okay, good.
He said amnesty for farmers and hospitality workers, farmer workers and hospitality, which big terms could mean millions, and I hate that.
That's a lot of that's the majority are workers, right? Are the majority. There's like a small percentage. Well, there's a small percentage of violent criminals, right? The rest are mostly just workers.
Well, do you consider a slave a worker? Agree with that?
Well, okay, in their mindset. Okay. Once again, categorically wise, I'm talking about like these guys work for a living. The other guys sell drugs, shoot guns, rob people, commit what Americans would be considered criminal, right? For themselves. As an American, like this is a crime, right? On the books.
Extra criminal. Because crossing the border is crime.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, all right? Or don't you get it?
I get what you are saying.
Okay, got it.
I'm clarifying.
Okay, got it. But those guys see themselves as just workers. Okay, fair enough. But those guys see themselves as workers, right? Versus like I'm gonna break into your house and steal your TV or something like that, right? That's different, according to you, right?
Well, hold on. Like, can a farm worker that is an illegal alien during the day do that and then go down the street and rob somebody? That's still possible.
Yeah, but that would be that crime. That'd be armed robbery, right? Or robbery itself.
Right.
That's not. But I'm saying that's not the majority though. The majority view themselves as just working.
We don't know what the majority is.
No, I think people. Once again, I think majority of people show up for asylum or hearings, or they try to get visas, or they try to get whatever, right? Green card. They've been here for like a long time. So I think that's the majority.
Violated.
Right.
The asylum thing's violation too, because they're not going to the closest country to them. If they're from Honduras, Mexico's in the way. From Ecuador, Honduras is in the way. And if they're from Venezuela, a whole ocean, then Ecuador and Honduras are in the way. And then Mexico.
No, so but
there's violation for the whole asylum argument.
No, there's actual asylum. Then there's like incentives, is what you're talking about, right? The incentive to come over here.
Mexico and Canada.
And then the workers, and then the employers incentivize them to not get documented, to not put themselves on the books, because if they're on the books, maybe they can't be treated so harshly, as you call them, like slave labor, essentially, right? That's what you called it?
No, that is not what I mean by the slaves. The slaves are, once they get here, they are literally like housed and fucking fed scrap level. And yes, they are off the books, but they're not incentivized by the owner. They're basically in a slave position that you and I, they're just
got it.
Black books. It's like black books.
Yeah, but like you don't want them like you don't want them taking like the legal immigrant version of a Social Security, right? Where they're like fully documented, their names are on the books, their situations on the books, have to show up to hearings. You don't want that, right? If you're a big business that wants to hide your workers, right? Is that slave labor, or is that something different to you?
That would probably be the below minimum wage person.
Okay. But then there's like slave labor, where it's like really bad. Is that your 10?
That's what I think. I think Tyson's like the biggest example of that.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
I've seen enough personally to like conclude that. And it's still an assumption, but that's my conclusion with Tyson.
Okay, fair enough. But those guys that, let's say they stick to those jobs, right? They're not the guys out here pulling a gun and saying, "Give me your fucking wallet," right? Like, if they're just doing that, they're not doing that other shit.
They might be.
No.
They might be.
I'm
That
saying,
might be part of their slave master's
just
work.
try to listen a little bit. Try to listen. If they're only doing that, that means they're not out there with a gun in their hand trying to rob people, right?
I wouldn't know because that could
Okay,
be.
once again, I'll say it again. If they're only doing that, they're not out there with a gun robbing people for money. Like, this is their only income, is these slave labor jobs that you call them. They're not doing the other stuff.
No, it's not even income. They're literally slaves.
Oh, they don't get paid anything?
you don't-
They do it all for free? That's crazy.
No,
For living space?
It's room, board, and scraps for food.
Okay. I think even that's a minority. Like, are they allowed to leave? Are they allowed to leave?
No.
Well, are they allowed to leave? Or are they like
No, they're
whipped back?
bussed in. They're bussed in from a hidden fucking. Like,
yeah, but
on
are they
private
stuck
property
there?
kind of place.
Can they leave though?
Yes. No, they can't leave. I think it's like guarded, like with guns.
Oh, okay. You mean like literal slavery? Okay.
Hmm?
But I don't know, but I would personally assume that that's a minority because the ICE guys are chasing down Walmarts and Targets looking for illegal immigrants, right? And fucking Pizza Huts.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem with Trump on that because that makes it look like he has sided with the slavers.
But I still think that's a minority. Is what I'm saying.
Tyson was a huge company, man. And what's to
Yeah,
say
but
that's the
there's
only company
millions
that's doing
of
that?
people in America. There's millions of people, man.
Dude, so here's what I'm saying. If you consider Tyson and how many facilities it has,
Sad I'm
they
doing
have
therapy right
probably
now.
200 facilities, and they probably have 50,000 of these people fucking working for them. What's to say there's not 10 to 15 other companies that are like that?
Yeah,
We don't know
that's a
what's
lot of
going
people.
on these farms. We don't know what's happening on these farms.
That's fair enough. But okay, fair enough. It's just like, yeah, Trump's not really going after that. Doesn't seem like, right? He's chasing down Home Depot.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
That's the problem with Trump.
Well, once again, my initial point was that there's add those guys, the actual slaves, with the documented but illegal immigrants, and then you have like a tiny minority that are doing actually illegal crime, right? And but that's what he claimed to be going after, right? But yet, I see stories where there are people that are there are stories where you see people where they're like, okay, you committed a violent crime or something like that. You're in jail. We have you actually, like, now they're documented because they got caught, right? Otherwise, how can you say they committed a crime unless you got caught with it, right? Okay, we caught you.
It's on paper, but they're not punished.
No, wait, what? They're not being punished?
They let them out in the blue cities. Yeah, that's what's happening in the blue cities. See,
you're gonna have to
Louisiana,
source that one for me too.
Hold on.
Source that one for me too.
In Louisiana, they've had the roundup for about the same amount of time as they've had in Minnesota, and you haven't heard a single protest. You haven't heard any conflicts. They're getting taken out of the jail, being deported. You haven't heard that about Louisiana or Mississippi. They've done.
They're a little bit different. They're a little bit different in Louisiana, as far as I've understood.
Exactly. Yeah, they just let it fucking. They're working with the feds.
No,
the state is working with the
no, they're a little bit more
working with Trump.
Yeah, but they're a little bit more leeway. They were trying to deport people that didn't deserve to be deported because they criticized
There's not
Israel.
been a single person that is not an American. Hold on, let me say that again. There's not a single person that's American that's been deported under Trump. There was 4 under Obama.
Yeah, he sucks too, but it's mainly not the point. I don't know how you went there, but I was going with like they're legal immigrants that they use Louisiana as a pipeline to deport people, right? People that criticize Israel
They're not
were sent to Louisiana.
That's part of that stack. That's part of that stat. There is not a single American citizen that's been deported under Trump.
Okay. I don't understand how what that has to do with the fucking conversation at all. I think you'd like tail whip somewhere else. I was bringing up Louisiana in the sense of like, look at the way maybe the reason why Trump administration favors Louisiana and their judges over there is because they were willing to, or claim to be willing to deport legal immigrants, right? That didn't commit any crimes. Everything's by the book.
If they're a legal immigrant,
they're legal. They're legal immigrants, not illegal.
They're not getting deported.
They're not illegal. They're legal.
If they're a legal immigrant, they're called a citizen.
Okay, but then they try to deport some citizens.
They didn't.
Okay, there's your standards, but then there's their standards, right? By their standards, these guys are legal immigrants, as in
citizen. Legal immigrant is called citizen.
Okay, they try to deport some citizens.
No, it's not. There's also a legal resident. So stop trying to like confuse the issue.
That's not an
Fucking
immigrant.
liar.
It's a legal resident.
You should let him.
Yes, there is. People with their green cards are called legal residents. They have their papers.
Yes, they are called residents. I agree.
So but when Jordan said legal immigrants, it means like they quote unquote came here legally, not
yes,
they're
that's an
citizens.
American citizen if they're
Those are not
legal immigrant.
Okay, whatever. You're like annoying.
Then they're American citizens that they try to deport.
I don't know.
They have.
You sound like what's your actual point, Dubster? I'm just curious because you've been going on and on. I'm just like, do you have a fucking point?
I'm giving him his shine, man.
Let's deport these fucking illegal immigrants.
Okay.
She found out your ability and you're done.
So why don't you go join ICE? Why are you here?
I cheer on.
This is what he wanted from me, but I didn't give it to him, so thus he had to explain himself. And I'm sorry, Dubster.
It's just not.
You're a bot,
I'm just
man.
confused as to
Unfortunately,
like the responses are not. He's like kind of going in circles. I'm just a little confused. That's all.
Hey, man, you got your shine, Dubster. You have been the central focus of this video so far. Just being honest, man. Like, you know you're not serious, right? Or what do you think? Can I ask you, like, seriously? You know you're not serious, right?
Why would I waste my breath if I wasn't being serious about this topic?
Okay.
Because, I don't know. I think we're your best friends. That's why. Which I don't mind. I'm a great friend.
No, not me.
I'm a great friend, Dubster. So, all right, minus Allie. I'll speak for myself. I'm a great friend, Dubster. I think I'm your best friend, essentially. That's why you're here dominating the conversation, man. And I know if I go too harsh, you'd spin out. I'm trying to be like nice about it. You know what I'm saying? Or no? Are you there?
I don't know why you want to talk about your feelings.
Not my feelings. Well, yes, it is my feelings.
Oh, okay.
No, it is my feelings.
Facts. I was talking about the protecting of the country.
I was going over both. But protection of your country sounds like a feeling thing, not a... Sounds abstract.
Fact.
No, it sounds abstract, not grounded in anything. You know what I'm saying? Or no?
Grounded in the Bible. I'm protecting heaven.
You're protecting heaven? Is that a thing to get me going, or is that a real statement?
You don't think it is a real thing?
I know it's a real thing, but that's my idea of the word heaven. What's your idea of heaven, Dubster? Since we're on the couch already.
Something worth protecting.
What is it, though?
I just told you.
No, what is it? What is it?
Something worth protecting.
No, what is heaven? That's my question.
I answered it, asked and answered.
Really? Just say you have to do is say move on. I'll move on. That's all. It's on you. Move on or stay here on this heaven question. And he muted. Okay. And that means move on. All right, let's keep it moving. Here's more of Dave Smith and Timmy Pool. Fucking splendor of my night. Here we go.
It's a dangerous prospect. I will say then, to your point about Trump cutting deals with the governors, I believe that was actually the point of contention with Minnesota. In many of these other states, Trump just cut a deal with these governors. And I believe the reason for the initial deployment was a combination into Minnesota was a combination of the Somali fraud story being massive. Trump probably wanted to win.
He goes
even
back
though
to
probably
the
wanted to win some kind of show of force, but also that Minnesota was not cooperating in the same way. So the supposed drawdown, which I don't know we're actually getting, where he brings out Bongino, he reassigns Chrissy Nome, was predicated upon, okay, Tim Waltz called on the phone and we're going to try and work out a deal. Homan said, just give us the criminals from the jails and then we can be done with this. So what I will then say to all of Dave's point is 90% agree. Trump, I said Trump needs to stand down or suit up. These half measures are ridiculous.
Huh?
You're getting these videos of ICE agents falling for leftist agitprop, making these perfect PSA.
I'm sorry. He has to put it in that context already. Off rep. You see that? He has to put it in
I
that
think
context.
Dave's covering. I think Dave's helping him cover for.
I think
for his
so
thing.
too. But
Yeah.
But once again, my question is motive. Why is he doing that? I don't know if it's to be like friendly buddy buds or if it's like.
If you can't see through this guy.
Shit. Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah.
what?
It's either you are.
He's one of the
so
most
dumb.
transparent fucking grifters on YouTube. Like that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Like transparent, just obvious, like bad acting, bad everything. Like bad.
Yep.
Like terrible. So I just don't. So like, what's up? What's up, Dave?
Do we go to like, well, how dumb is Dave Smith, or do we go to like, how much are you bought and paid for?
Yeah, I don't know if he's that dumb. Just my opinion.
Well, that's why I love.
I mean, he's dumb, but like, I don't think he's dumb like that. You know.
But that's why I love.
He's definitely dumb.
He's dumb, but not like dumpster dumb.
Yeah.
This is why I love the IQ test stuff, because it's like, once again, it doesn't have to be something that Dave says or an event that happens. It can be, well, actually, it is an event. Here's this full of shit motherfucker in a beanie right in front of you, and he's lying to your face. Actually, well, let's be real, because these guys are being friendly with each other, right? Take Douglas Murray.
Yeah.
Or Josh Hammer, where they're not being friendly to you. And you still can't say, like, hey, man, you're a fucking liar, aren't you? This isn't about politics. This is not about policy. You're just a fucking liar. Because Dave didn't learn those lessons there. If he's if he's for real, right? If he means well, if he didn't learn those lessons here, he's not going to see this one, most likely.
No, he's not.
But it begs the question, like how far does the well go down, Dave, in regards to intelligence at this point? How far does the well go down? Because this is bottom tier stupid. Bottom tier stupid.
And honestly, he shouldn't be talking about other people's IQs if he's that dumb. Like he should really be quiet about IQ.
I agree.
Like ever again. So because if you can't see through this guy, I don't know. It's like, have you talked to this fucking like liar? Like transparent, just like everything about him is so fake.
Being a politically confident Joe Rogan is not a fucking achievement, Dave. I'm sorry. It's not. That guy's a fucking idiot. You follow in his footsteps, you're a fucking idiot too. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But all right. Let's let them go. Here we go.
Ways to make Trump look bad. And quite honestly, Dave just is looking bad. When, as Dave pointed out, these guys are saying, I'm going to put you on a domestic terror watch list. I watched one video where a guy was filming
they called him a domestic terrorist
from his porch, and an ICE agent, or it might have been CBP, walks up down to his porch to stop him from filming. I mean, these go way over the line. So yes, Trump needs to. He needed to either just stop the protests, cut a big deal, or
Insurrection Act now.
None of this stupid stuff, or just back off. And I think either play works. I think the backing off wholly would be good. My proposal to Trump actually was very, very simple. Not literally to Trump, but just in general, and that's visit Minneapolis, visit the Twin Cities. No Insurrection Act, no DHS, no military. Just literally say, I'm going to come down, have a meeting with the mayor and the governor. And what that would do is it would de facto lock down these violent protests that we're seeing, these riots. It would stop these occupations that we're seeing, we're seeing up checkpoints, because then you get a natural security presence. And Trump doesn't have to say, I'm putting the boot down. All he has to say is, I want to talk to the governor about how we tone things down. He hasn't done that. And I also want to throw heavy criticism towards this argument that Pretti was trying to massacre people was ridiculous. I think what we saw with the Pretti situation, where I disagree with Dave, is he is clearly resisting arrest. Doesn't mean he deserves to die. It doesn't mean the agents were good. I don't think the agents were like, let's kill a guy. I think
someone's typing out a keyboard.
People, largely the agents,
screen for Timmy.
Overreacting.
I
imagine it's due to being, I think the report was 50 people had been stalking them and obstructing them that day. Pretti was just being one of them. And these guys are on edge. Now, I've made the argument, DHS, law enforcement need to be beyond above board because of the scrutiny they're going to face. I've argued they should be wearing polo shirts and khakis. They shouldn't be going out with masks and armor.
Polo shirts and
the most important thing is the American people know that we're doing this lawfully.
Wow. Someone told me it's the dead of winter.
These guys went out there after this.
He wants them to dress like FedEx
campaign where,
I don't understand.
if you watch the videos even from today,
what is this?
These leftists.
What can Brown do for you?
They have
pulling vehicles over, demanding their paper, saying, "Show me."
FedEx little van, and they've arrested people with it.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Here we go.
These guys went out there after this ongoing campaign where, if you watch the videos even from today, you've got these leftists masked up. You can't see any part of their faces, and they're pulling vehicles over, demanding their paper, saying, "Show me your IDs and prove to me you are who you are."
Leftists?
Jorge Ventura's got a video where they walk up to a Somali driver and then ask him to confirm he's not ICE because he's in a database.
Yeah.
So he's flipped the fucking thing on.
I'm confused.
Have you guys not heard that they've made a shut down area? Like, you have to show the leftist on the street, show them your ID, ask them for.
Some of those guys are not
permission to
leftists, by the way, but fair enough. God.
Okay, whatever you want to call Antifa. I don't care.
They're not all on
They're
team.
the leftists.
You're playing team playing, but you should look
leftists
at it
that
for
are
real,
out
man.
there.
You should actually look at it for
You
real.
can watch the videos yourself of them fucking saying, "Show me your ID if you want to pass. I want to make sure you're not ICE."
Yeah, I can see that as a possibility. And whatever. Okay. Well, they don't. Let's be real. Those guys don't have like a Palantir database, as you see on screen. They don't have a Palantir database of facial recognition with people who are, once again, nothing to do with protests. There's that they just live there, right? But they're ending up in databases probably because it's probably a bigger scheme overhead that these guys are serving without even realizing it. The ICE guys, I'm saying. They're probably serving a scheme. Same with the fucking guys in the street, grabbing dumpsters and blocking streets off. They're in a way serving a purpose as well. Like, this is a good result. Like, yes, do that. This helps what we're gonna do. Thank you. Look at the chaos. Look at Antifa everywhere. Right? It like serves it. It helps. As far as narrative wise, helps out.
They have a symbiotic relationship for sure.
Yeah, it's usually it's the loudmouth versus the loudmouth, right? Some people are just like trying to go to like soccer practice or go home after work, right? But some are actually the loudmouths that want to be a part of American history. So they get out there and they scream, or they get out there with their mask and guns and say, "Yeah, I was there."
They kick the cars, whatever that Alex Pretti thing.
Yeah, some guys are
that he was doing
cowboying, right? Or they get out there, they ram a fucking car to make it pull over.
Yeah.
Freeze, ice, because they fantasize about that at some point in their life. There's a lot of psychological problems happening around that entire situation.
Yeah.
But once again, I personally don't think they actually took the steps to, not my idea of things. I'm saying by their own stated goals or ideas. I don't think they took the time to actually hey, guy at jail, do you have this prisoner? Oh, you do? Okay. Once his sentence is done, we'll take him out. Not kill, but take him out of the country in a way, right? I don't think they're even doing that. because this other shit serves a much bigger purpose that they're unaware of, in my humble opinion. It's better to create chaos and kick fucking doors in and fucking ram cars and shoot people and all that stuff. It actually helps the devil worshippers of planet Earth, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, no, for sure. And they get to create like an atmosphere of kind of like fear and I don't know. And when you have a bunch of people afraid, it's easier to control them. So
yeah. And once again, if I'm Dave and I had some fucking courage and
please,
and shit like that,
he's definitely lacking that. Sorry.
I know Timmy's conceding on some points, right? But I would ask the question where, like, no matter what, if you are bought and paid for by an administration or an apparatus or some shit like that, you cannot answer this question in this way. I'd ask him questions like that. But I think Dave sees a friend, like, oh, it's my friend that I disagree with. Like, got it. Shout out to Ed Lee. But, like, it's like, oh, celebrities being celebrities with other celebrities. That's what Ed Lee sees. That's what I'm saying right now. That's what I think is going to happen, personally. But I could be wrong. But that's what I think I'm going to say. Either way, let's continue. Here we go.
Criticize Trump, but the things these people are doing around is insane.
I love how he removes himself from the Trump people too. Like, oh yeah, these ardent Trump supporters are over here, and like as if he's in some sort of balcony looking at like everything, and he's some sort of like neutral party here.
I'm moderate.
I'm
a moderate. Yeah.
That you're separating yourself from the Trump supporters. Like, I know he always does that, but it's just funny to me. Like,
well, that's the thing. I wish I had the Lauren Southern tweet, which is like, as these guys get you all riled up and getting you out there on the streets and shit like that, they're chilling, sitting back with a latte, just like tweeting with their thumbs on their phones.
Yeah.
As everyone was like, oh, what the fuck just happened, bro? We're going out there, right? They're just like your favorite content curators, just sitting on their couch, chilling, typing buttons, and getting you to move. But all right, here we go.
Because he's in a database. So certainly I can criticize Trump, but the things these people are doing on the ground is
ICE is in a database.
Insane. So I can imagine you've got CBP agents hot on edge, terror attacks against ICE and CBP last year. People are being killed, or at least they're trying to kill, and they're overreacting. That is their responsibility. I'm not going to cut them any slack for overreacting, just to point out that they are. And the circumstance around Pretti's death was unfortunate, should have happened.
The leftists started,
I look at this from
these guys
what
reacted.
Ingredients have you thrown to the pot? You've got leftists organizing, creating databases, going on shift. Pretty was on a shift.
Yo, that's literally what people are saying about ICE. Like, literally, he is here to sow these ideas, bro. To get to like boost up wayward thinking, where all of reality is gone. Instead it's like Timmy's idea, which is coming from some other fucking place. That's what it looks like to me. He's sowing.
I heard Mark Levin say the same thing. That's why I'm laughing.
Makes sense.
Mark Levin was saying how, oh yeah, like these Antifa are communicating in their complex channels on Signal. I'm like, Signal? Complex communication channel? On Signal? Sir? Like, please. I don't know if that's a boomer coming out of him, but it was just...
It is.
Yeah. I'm like, Signal? Like, he's acting like they're fucking, like, all, like, 007s or something. Like, fucking...
Embarrassing, Mark Levin.
It's actually kind of crazy. He's making them sound a lot cooler than they probably are.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
Like,
and I saw that guy's
it's probably
eyes.
just a bunch of soccer moms who, like, have kids in the same, like, soccer teams that are Somali or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's
like, hey, guy, yo, Janice, yo, like, if you see the van, like, blow your whistle. Let them know, like, blow the whistle and honk your horn.
I got you, girl.
Oh,
like, that's
sophisticated network of deep state terrorists. It's like, blow your whistle, honk your horns. Deep state. See that? Like, fuck off, you
the deep state at work.
This is it right here. No.
Like, holy shit. And I think Timmy trying to sell
it's
that.
just, like, to me, it's like, how do you think people are going to react? First of all, those Somalis have been living there forever. They're very much, like, kind of meshed in with the people that were there after the Somalis came. Like, these people are in each other's lives. So it's
But
just
they don't see like the regular. They don't see Somalis. They see Bob from work.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Bob
Yeah,
that
same.
lives down the street. They know like our kids play together. They know that shit. They don't know fucking
Exactly.
database,
They're not
deep
like
state, domestic terrorism. Like, shut
yeah.
up. It's fucking lies.
Like these people are from Mogadishu. Like we're from, whatever, Minneapolis. It doesn't work that way. It's just, oh no, this is just my neighbor, like you said. So that's why I don't know if Dubster like doesn't get that or he's just pretending, but I don't know. That's all.
I think he's got to interact with regular people a little bit more often.
Just my neighbor that robbed $16 million from my taxes.
No, a lot of these guys pay taxes. A lot of them pay taxes, but that's another.
Since when do you
discussion.
pay taxes, you fucking degenerate? What are you talking about?
You don't pay your taxes?
No, you. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking since when do you pay taxes?
I've always paid taxes. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay.
We don't like them, but it is theft, though. You agree with your own theft, right? Your own robbery. You're compliant. I could antagonize, but I'd rather go on with this video, honestly. But all right, let's keep going. It's just like, yeah, Timmy, like neighborhood watches for ICE is not the same as, full blown like, oh my god, we have a network of this shit or that shit. And by the way, one is backed by like $1 billion companies and shit like that, as far as ICE goes, with facial recognition and databases of names and shit like that. Like you end up on lists, and here's the weird part is that some of these officers that like, yeah, you're gonna be on a list. They don't realize like you signed up to be on a list. You fucking dingbat. You're not some boss in regards to all of this. You're a patsy essentially. You're Lee. I almost fucked it up. You're Lee Oswald Harvey. I dare you to correct me. All right, let's continue. Lee Oswald Harvey. Here we go.
He was on duty. They have a list of people. You are assigned a duty. He went out there with the intention of obstructing, and conspiracy to obstruct and obstruct are felonies. Again, not saying it justifies him being killed or anything like that. The agents are on edge. Everybody's
oh my
over.
god! They have
you put all those ingredients into a pot.
Johnny broke some. He dropped some eggs
the
this
SIG.
morning. Oh my god! Johnny dropped his eggs this morning. Fuck! What a bad day. What are they there for? Now, Dave can't ask that question because he's too much of a pussy. He's not built for. He should not be here. He should quit and go do comedy somewhere. He should. He should quit politics and do something else. He's not that guy. Sorry, Dave Smith fans. Sorry for you guys, but don't worry. They'll shut on me.
They're there to deport illegal immigrants.
Dave's fans will get their therapy out on shitting on me, but in 2 years. 3 years? Maybe 4. I'll give Dave 4 years. Like, oh, okay, I get it. Anyways, let's continue.
To obstruct police, when they shove you and push you and then try to arrest you, you resist. And I'm not saying he was resisting like punching cops, but he's clearly not submitting, laying down and putting his hands behind his back.
Submit.
You know what? I hate to say it, but it sounds like there was a defective SIG discharge, which resulted in them freaking out and shooting him.
Well, we don't know that yet, and what we do
is that
know
good
is
enough?
that one of the agents took away.
Dave, ask him. Is that good enough?
One of the agents took away the guy's gun. You can see that before they start shooting.
Dave, make it into an IQ test. Like, oh, Timmy, based on your idea of the world, should they be arrested? Should those guys go to jail because he was unarmed and they killed him? Should they go to jail now? And then go from there. But let's see how smart Dave is, or dumb. Here we go.
The whole thing was a
simple rebuttal.
fiasco.
Very simple. It's an appetizer.
We've had the benefit of watching it. Obviously,
exactly. So a shot is fired. Pretty's got a black object in his hand, and the other agents, after the shooting, yell, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" They just don't know.
After he's on the ground.
I think we have to wait for that because apparently this particular type of gun has got a track record of sometimes doing that. Let's wait and see. Others say there's been no suggestion it fired at all, but we'll see. I broadly agree with a lot of what you just said. Dave, one of the problems with this is because of these two back-to-back incidents involving ICE, a lot of ICE hatred is built up now, fermented as very predictably by the celebrity world, by Hollywood. We saw the Grammy Awards, everybody queuing up to pound ice. But you also see people like Billie Eilish, who's a fantastic talent. I absolutely love her as a performer. But she said, no, the problem with that is obviously she's got a lovely...
Was that me? What was that?
By Hollywood. We saw the Grammy Awards, everybody queuing up to pound ice. But you also see people like Billie Eilish, who's a fantastic talent. I absolutely love her as a performer. But she said, no, the problem with that is obviously she's got a lovely home in California. So what she's now given is anyone who wants to go in and inveigle their way into her home a license to do it because her own home is on a legal land.
We get our fucking point, though. Like, come on, why aren't we doing this? What is her point in saying it? What is her intention? Even if she's naive, what is her point and intention? It's like, yo, I want the world to be a happy place. Might be her actual, like, core idea of things. Should we dismiss that? I don't think so. So thus, it doesn't matter. Like, I get it. She might be naive about something. Right? But, like, I get it. The celebrity said something like, yeah, the celebrities are so stupid, as we watch them do some dingbat stupid shit in their own lives. It's incredible. What are we doing, dude? We're supposed to like that some young person cares about something and says something, like, wholesome about it. We're supposed to like that. I mean, well, fuck ICE is that's a whole political thing, but the core idea of, like, hey, you guys stole the land from Native Americans, so you know what? Fuck you. You don't own this land, right? The core idea of that is that it's a young person, like, caring about others. Right?
Yeah, they would call that toxic empathy or toxic altruism. One of their
There's
little
no such thing as
buzzwords.
toxic. Empathy is empathy. There's no toxic version of that.
They said it's toxic. There's toxic empathy.
Oh, they're fucking idiots.
I know.
Political dingbats. But guess what? If she cares, that's a good thing. Trying to, like, scare her to not care about things anymore.
The wrong thing.
Like, come on. Same with anyone. Like, fuck, bro. We are so stupid. We're so fucking stupid as human beings, bro. We're so dumb fuck. We're stupid. Can't believe we fucking do this shit. Some innocent kid just like, oh, help these guys. Help the poor guys. Well, don't you own Google, huh? Don't you use Google, huh? Fucking Matt Hunter's running in the fucking background. Don't you use Google, huh? Multi-billion-dollar corporation, huh? You're supporting them, aren't you? It's like, don't fall for that shit, young people. Don't fall for that shit. That's dishonest argumentation. It is. There's no heart or empathy or love behind it. It's empty. They want you to be as shitty as they are. That's the secret. Shh. They want you to be as shitty as they are, as their own fucked up psyches. They want you to be that too. Like, yeah, now you get the world the way the real world works. See? Now you get it. Everything sucks.
Doesn't it suck?
Everything's
Aren't you
empty.
miserable?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's like, yo, that's a fucking mind virus. That's a fucking mind disease.
That's the real mind virus.
Yeah.
Not whatever Elon keeps saying is.
Care should always be cared about. It should be loved and cherished. But yes, there's naivety out there, right? Naivete, if you will. That exists. But like the sense of caring about, it's like, hey, man, I want to, save the whales. Awesome. Cool. I get your point, but like, maybe not, shooting flare guns into the ocean is the best idea for the whales. Or whatever, right? Like, maybe that's not the right way to do that. But the care is there. Let's fucking nurture that. It's not nurture as in, like, we have control over it, but nurture in the sense of, like, you care? Oh, awesome. But, yeah, don't shoot flare guns in the ocean as a way to save the whales, right? Maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? It's,
Yeah.
But instead, we try to throw it in the garbage as, like, that's woke. That's wokeism. And I bet that's what Dave's about to say, and I'm going to fucking want to punch him in the face. But don't worry, Dave, I'm nonviolent. I'd only punch you in a fucking, in a sanctioned fight. It's the only way I would punch you in the face and knock you the fuck out. Either way, let's hit play. Here we go. Your small-ass shoulders. Here we go.
land, right? So once you take the
He
premise
does have dainty
that
shoulders.
all of this land was illegally
His shoulders are touching his
acquired,
ears.
then there's no such thing as an illegal immigrant. Then you're back to the
Nick
Biden
is the
era
same.
on steroids, where 20 million, 30
Nick
million,
is
40
almost-
million can come
almost
in
taller than
because
you. He's
actually
almost.
none of this is
I mean, he's
illegal.
really short.
And when you've got a major pop star saying that, it's very, to
I'm
me,
gonna ignore
that's
it.
really problematic. That will fly around TikTok. It will fly around where young people get their news. And before you know it, this becomes the agreed young perception of this whole issue, when in fact, that is not the
Why
reality
does Pierce look
of
so
the illegal immigration problem.
Yeah. Well, right. I mean, look, she's a child, right? I mean, I don't know. How old is she? It's ridiculous what she's saying. I think that
She might be
kind
smarter
of-
than you,
look,
Dave.
if you take this like from a year
Clean
ago
Break Act
to
for the
today,
18th time.
one of
Yeah.
the things that was really amazing about the Biden administration was that it moved Americans further to the right on immigration than would have been previously imaginable. And a big part of this is because we had just never had such an influx of people come in such a short period of time, just millions and millions. And no one even knows exactly. They estimate around 10 million came in, but we don't really know. Most of that is going off of how many border apprehensions there were and then trying to figure out, well, if they got this many, how many might have come in. But so Donald Trump inherited a society when he became president for the second time where mass deportations had support of a super majority of the American people. And of course, that's reasonable because most Americans are like, yeah, you broke the law. That's not okay. We're a nation of laws. The thing is that we also still have the United States Constitution as the supreme law of the land. So Donald Trump was always in a tricky spot here of how do you, the estimates of total illegal immigration is like between 30 and 50 million. Well, how do you remove 30 to 50 million people? We only have like 20,000 border patrol agents in total. So, okay, how do you go about doing that? And it was always, I was talking about this on my show.
I'm thinking Nick, Dubster, Tim Pool, actually Dave too. Please sign up. They need more people, man. You guys are outnumbered by a lot. Sign the fuck up and take care of business, bro.
If they give me a gun, I'm there. They give me a gun, I'm there.
You can do some janitorial work for ICE or whatever. Clean the facilities because you can't shoot a gun.
If they need me to do janitorial work, they don't fucking need me.
Oh, that'd be hilarious watching this guy get hauled away in handcuffs. I'd cry a little bit, Dubster, but I'd laugh too. Initially, like, yo, I knew it. That'd be my laughter. Like, I fucking knew it. This guy can't handle shit. He can't handle life. There we go.
In total. So, okay, how do you go about doing that? And it was always, I was talking about this on my show last year. It was always a big question of like, okay, the American people support mass deportations in the abstract, but what will they really support in order to achieve that goal? What level of violence are you going to need? And so the last thing in the world you want, if you're on the side of being an immigration restrictionist, is a huge show of violence that's going to turn a lot of people off that doesn't even result in a large number of illegals being deported. So like
is his argument you're feeding the left by doing this? Is that his argument? Oh my god, what a fucking lame. Your haircut's lame, your sweatshirt's lame, your headphones are lame, your microphone's lame, your voice is lame, your points are lame. Who the fuck is this? Who anointed this guy as the guy? Who did that? Look at him. Look at his shoulders touching ears almost. This fucking
Joe
lame.
Rogan.
Oh my god, another lame. Oh my god. I see 3 lames on my screen and Joe Rogan's part of that. Fuck. What are we doing? Hey man, if you do this, the left will win. Is that how you think about things? What happened to empathy first? Maybe not. Dave's probably not subscribed to that, bro. He doesn't have a spiritual backbone. Let's be honest.
If we don't do it, the left
Either
will
does
win
this guy,
too.
but-
Because if we don't do it, the left will win because then they'll have all the legal voters they want.
Yeah, you've been brainwashed, my friend. Well, I don't think you're brainwashed. I think you're in love with me or something. I think you're in love with me. That's okay. Do your thing, man. No offense, I'm not in love back, but I love you as a person. It's okay.
Jordan, I'm not gay like you.
Okay, you got me, man. Good job. But like, who are you appealing to, Dave Smith, with all this? Like, what are you doing? Isn't it empathy first? As in, like, isn't that even Joe Rogan's idea? Although it's only in words I've seen so far. Where it's like, hey, listen, I'm okay with like getting rid of illegal immigrants, but you're rounding up like fucking people that have been here for 30 years, 20 years, working steady jobs, no violent crime, no like real crime other than illegal immigration, even though they're actually going to meetings for illegal immigration, right? So that, which means they're legal, right? At that point, you're legal, right? So that, like, isn't that Joe Rogan's argument? But Dave is saying, like, hey, you give them the thing where they can actually protest by behaving the way you're behaving, instead of being like, yo, what you're doing is wrong. That's wrong. Once again, that's Dave's argument. That this argument style is to appeal to the crowd. He is a crowd pleaser mentality, which makes him a fucking bot. And always behind the times. Always. Always. Go watch his debate with Josh Hammer. Not my video. Go watch it for yourself, like the actual raw footage of it, and watch how he tries to appeal to the crowd instead of actually making like, you know what I mean? Like actually like, this is right in my mind and this is wrong in my mind. Instead of that, he thinks he needs the crowd. He's a political strategist, essentially, with his argumentation, which is the lamest amongst us. I know you dumb fucks won't get it yet, but just be patient. Look at your clocks. Look at your watches. And as time goes by, you'll realize, like, wait a minute. This is why we're fucked in the first place. Aesthetics, PR, marketing. That's why we're fucked in the first place. Instead of being real. Either way, let's hit play. Here we go.
I think on any level, there's like no debate here. What are we talking about? If we, just to be clear,
what are we
if
talking
we got
about?
every single illegal alien out of Minnesota, you wouldn't even make a dent in 1 year of Joe Biden's open border. So there's just the
point is that it's wrong, Dave.
And what you're doing essentially is you're handing a giant talking point to all those people in that ridiculous event last night to sit around where they're all worth $50 million and they're in a $50,000 dress and $10,000 shoes, but they talk about the struggles of, this is their own weird psychological projection of not being able to deal with the fact that they're very, very privileged. But again, you're just handing them a talking point. What about that? What's in it for us?
Well, we also
nothing.
Okay. Sorry, I have to like reset real fast. Once again, when it comes to Gaza, I'm not here to complain about, hey man, we're wasting bombs by giving them to Israel. That is nowhere near my argument. And if you think that way, you're a fucking ditz that doesn't know God. Unfortunate, but the case. Let's hit play. Here we go.
Right, and we also saw, Tim Pool, the lionization over the weekend at the Grammys and the parties around the Grammys of Don Lemon, the Martin Luther King now of the modern era. What do you make of the Don Lemon?
He's
saga?
gay, though. I think he's gay.
Well, I read the criminal, the charges, the paperwork, and he's not just a journalist. There's a few things that he did that crossed the line. First is he provided instruction and advisement to these individuals on OPSEC. I don't want to make it sound like Don Lemon's this crazy terrorist or anything like that. No, but he violated the FACE Act. He didn't just show up to film. He told these people to stop talking, otherwise it could expose their operations. And we shouldn't say these things. He referred to himself as we. He entering this church, which is arguably a public accommodation. However, though it is open to the public, you don't have a right to go in and disrupt someone else's First Amendment activities. He did two other things. He obstructed the point of egress after these protesters had gone in and peppered the individuals with questions. And he approached the pastor with questions, and despite being asked to leave, refused to do so. And I think outside of the criminal allegations, the most shockingly offensive thing to me is when he gets up in the pastor's, space. I want to be reasonable. And the pastor brushes against him. He says, "Please don't push me." This guy showed utter disdain for the rights of the individuals in these churches. The extremists that went in to do this, and I don't want to use protester because they're not out in the street having their voice heard. They entered a private place of worship. They obstructed access to the child daycare area. Apparently, I've heard that someone may have gotten injured. I'm not entirely sure what happened. There's children crying. And as they're trying to leave, Don Lemon is standing at the door, asking them questions, making insinuations about U.S. immigration policy. It's all very antagonistic. Now,
listen, if this is your major crime for Don fucking Lemon on a public level, you're out of your like, this guy is horrendous. You have plenty to go on when it comes to Don Lemon on a public level in regards to, like, this is wrong publicly. Like it's like socially, politically, this guy's full of shit. I'm talking about Don Lemon right now. And you're looking for technicalities to get him on something? Come on. It screams to the nature of this whole conversation itself. These are three fucking lames playing tiddlywinks with each other. This is not real, bro. I'm sorry, fans of these guys. Like, sorry. You're getting empty calories by like, let's be real, buying into. I don't mind listening. Like, I listen to a whole bunch of stupid shit. Like, in my life, I've listened to a whole bunch of stuff. As far as, like, just audio to ears. But as far as, like, actually listen, as far as, like, I'm going to fucking follow what you're doing, or I believe I'm going to run with what you're saying. Nah, son. These are empty fucking calories. Empty. Maybe that's the point. Is to get us to buy into empty shit and move in an empty direction for empty motives and on and so forth. Maybe it's more comfortable because there's no effort or work needed to buy into such empty bullshit. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. What's at play? Don Lemon has bigger problems than walking into a church and saying, I don't like ice. He has bigger problems. Will they be addressed? Of course not. Here we go.
You know, the way I put it is like this. If Don Lemon got privy information that a group of protesters were going to block an intersection, no one would care. Don Lemon's not going to be charged for that if he filmed it and knew it was going to happen. Even if he was giving advice to these people. It's a minor.
If Don Lemon was legit, he would have been charged a long time ago.
Now let's scale up to the next extreme end. Let's say a group of people were going to rob a bank. And Don Lemon said, I have privy information to this bank robbery that's going to happen. And on the way there, he's saying, hey, guys, make sure you don't talk about certain things that could expose your bank robbery. There's no way he's going to get anything other than locked up as an accomplice.
Hey, guys, don't say anything about Assange getting arrested because I'd never heard about it. What are you talking about? Never heard of it. Hey, guys, don't mention anything about meeting with Netanyahu because I never heard about it. It's like I caught, then I heard about it. What was the other thing? Russian money? Whatever. All right, here we go. Just showing the hypocrisy of this guy saying anything out loud that has a whiff of the idea of being morality at all. A whiff of it. I give Dave more room than that shit. I do. But here we go.
This at the church was not a bank robbery. That's just the extreme end. The point I'm making is that
there's
a line somewhere where you are not just a journalist anymore.
I won't be that.
And I think Don Lemon crossed that line just ever so slightly enough to where I think he deserves a slap on the wrist. Now, my argument was similar to Bill Maher's, that he should be charged with not cool, bro. I would be a little more specific and say he should go to court. He should be found guilty, and the penalty should be court supervision. It should be 6 months of court supervision. It basically means nothing, but just don't do it again. Right? For the people who actually went in and disrupted this, that violated the FACE Act, I think they should get some penalties. But I think the FACE Act itself is ridiculous, and was ridiculous when it was made in '94. It's ridiculous today.
Okay. Dave, I mean, my view is, please. I've got no great truck for Don Lemon. He came on my show recently. It was a monumental dick, as I told him to his face.
It's a major pause.
However, he's allowed to be, right? In a democratic society, protected by the First Amendment, he can be as big a dick as he wants. And he's building a business on his own.
He can't pass Dick Cheney, though.
Dick Cheney has the biggest dick of them all. Massively 100%. In his business aspirations, but at his heart, I just
Cheney
really
has a
struggle.
Massive cock.
Notwithstanding, I'm sure Tim makes a lot of good points, but somebody pointed out to me the other day, if this was Alex Jones doing this in a mosque, right, would people defending it rush to defend it? It's an interesting question. In other words, does your perspective on this get determined by who it is and where they're going?
Okay,
right?
That's a good question.
And
I'm with it.
I just come down on the fact that I don't like seeing journalists criminalized. You can think of Don whatever you want, but to me, the protesters were the ones who were committing a crime, and Don Lemon was reporting what was happening. And the moment we start blurring that line,
he has good lawyers.
Embedded
Piers.
journalists,
Don't worry, he's good. He's
journalists going to events or going inside and following these things.
Tim Pool at Occupy almost.
Right? What's your view?
Well, I just fundamentally reject the premise that we're going to sit here and pretend that Don Lemon has ever been a journalist. I mean, listen, I'm not even saying that should have any implications on the legality of any of this. But Don Lemon, and I mean,
Dave, you should apply the same to Tim Pool. You should, but you won't because you're here for friendship. Shout the friendship and being a pussy and a coward. But here we go. Shout to emulating Joe Rogan as your life goal. Good luck to you. Here you go.
Piers, I never talk like this, but I mean, genuinely, there's just nothing else. Don Lemon is the dumbest human being who's ever had a microphone put in front of him. Like, I'm genuinely blown away by it. I'm like Don Lemon is on the level where if he just recites a talking point, I feel like the way I do when my 4-year-old has a long, complex sentence, and you're like, very good, Don Lemon. Like, those were the words that you were supposed. But look, in this instance, he's not really doing journalism. He's doing activism. It's not as if he was interviewing the pastor and then also going up and interviewing the protesters and asking them tough questions. He was a part of this protest. And I agree with.
Does Dave Smith genuinely think that Don Lemon is some sort of true adversary of the White House? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking joking? Whatever. Okay, here we go. And yes, Piers Morgan, by the way, that was a decent question, I think. And yes, I think Dave and Timmy move differently if it's different people. No solid principles. Let's be real. No backbone. No spiritual backbone where they have actual principles that they will not break no matter what. They don't have that shit. These are slump-shouldered, dweeby fucking men, in my humble opinion. But still, good question, I guess. Fuck it. I don't know. It's just I expect them both to play politics, pretend like they're not hypocrites. But don't worry, everyone gets an IQ test. Here we go.
A lot of what Tim said. I would just add in there, I think the point you made again, which I saw Tim nodding at too, is really almost the most important point here. And this is why it's strategically speaking, this is really stupid for the Trump administration to go after Don Lemon like this. Because Don Lemon was an idiot at CNN, and now on the internet, he looks like an idiot who doesn't have his writers anymore. He's just out there just humiliating himself. Every appearance that you see from Don Lemon, it just goes viral because everyone's laughing at him, like his interview with Elon Musk or his interview with you or whatever, where he just embarrasses himself. And he has no audience. It's not like he's a guy like Tucker Carlson who left cable news and kept a huge audience with him. He's got nobody. So it's the Jimmy Kimmel situation all over again. Yeah. The guy is dying. He's becoming irrelevant. He's just humiliating himself in front of his tiny audience. But then the FCC chairman comes in and kind of threatens him, and now you kind of make him this free speee martyr. Now you give him giant ratings.
Can you stop
you give him
talking about big dicks?
So I just wish the right wing in America would, for once ever, get smart about these fights. This is not like Art of War stuff. This is the opposite. You're just giving your opponents wins for no reason.
I know it's not 5D chess, but let's just entertain this because I agree with you, Dave. Now imagine Trump knows Don Lemon is dumb as a box of rocks, and I feel bad saying that because it insults rocks. And he's thinking, let's make this guy the biggest personality on the left, and they'll prop him up. It's almost an accidental sabotage of the left.
That's actually an actual plan for Trump. Was this guy so stupid? Let's boost him up to the top. Allegedly. But don't worry, Timmy threw Assange under the bus for his own reasons, I guess, in his own way. But that was there in those WikiLeaks things, weren't they? Whatever, who cares? Don't worry, Dave's heard of that, Timmy's heard of that, Piers 100% knows about that. Yeah. All right, here we go. The left sabotage.
All right,
You know what?
I didn't think of that one.
That could be the
Don
thinking.
Lemon is
I
the
want to
left.
end, Dave, just by asking you about something you and I've
I'm supposed to take you
interacted with
seriously.
on X about. But this astonishing revelation that the IDF is now accepting the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry's numbers.
Oh my
on
God!
casualties
Gaza,
in the
Hamas.
war. Having,
Gaza,
I mean, in my
Israel.
case, pretty much.
Timmy's gonna have to go.
Pro-Israeli guest for the last
Oh,
2
well,
years.
I spilled some coffee.
Trying to muddy the waters about those numbers.
Yeah.
They're all massively inflated.
You're breaking
and so
up.
on. It's pretty startling that now the IDF just casually comes out and goes, "Oh yeah, they're kind of right."
These guys are insufferable.
I mean, it's just unbelievable, Pierce. I mean, what can
Dave, shut the fuck up and say, "Go ahead, Timmy. You take it away." Shut the fuck up, Dave. You're feeding him shit he can use. Shut the Jackson Hinkle. Don't feed him answers. Let him answer himself. Hey, Timmy, have you studied that? You look into that? You said your big thing is foreign policy. Go ahead. Explain yourself. Or, explain the idea we're talking about. Anyways, here we go.
It all started with
sorry.
the Tucker Cutter pipeline.
He's going right back to
It
the
all
same
started-
old fucking shit.
Literally, just ties it back to that. And then 2014, Victoria Nuland and Samantha Powers overthrew the democratically elected Yanukovych. It's like, how did we get to Ukraine? How did we get to Ukraine?
Actually,
Okay.
that was actually in the Epstein files, allegedly.
Yeah.
That exact thing, 2014. We'll see. We'll see where it goes, but I can't say.
Well,
that.
this is the thing that is true, but it's like before that. I think in like 2009, 2008, 2007, 2008, the Bush administration intervened to put the Yanukovych guy in. So it's like, and then the Democrats intervened 10 years later to like put the other guy in. You know what I mean? So it's like
No, it's totally real.
a back and forth. But
Totally
people
real.
like to start, like people like Dubster, who only repeat talking points and don't do their own research because they're lazy. What they do is they repeat the talking points. Like, oh, in 2014, the Victoria Nuland, Samantha Powers. And it's like, oh, how about 2008? And then they don't know. They're like, whoa, we're talking about 2014. It's like, okay, well, what happened before that? Whatever. I digress.
History did not start until 2014, okay? So watch your mouth. How dare you?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Nothing happened in Ukraine until 2014 when Victoria Nuland and Samantha Powers. Nothing happened. It was perfect.
By the way, I think I'm in love with Samantha Powers. She's tall, right? I'm into it. Anyways, let's play. Here we go.
Now the IDF just casually comes out and
She is
goes, "Oh yeah, they're kind of right."
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Let
unbelievable,
Timmy answer.
Pierce. I mean, what can you even say? And look, it's like always like this with the war propagandists. Like they have this huge talking point that's a complete.
Tim's
lie.
not going to
And
answer
then they
this
just
question.
quietly abandon that and move on. And it's like
It's
they're
just like,
supposed
look
to
at
forget
his
their
face. He's
entire
like,
track-
fuck.
Yeah.
Dave's
But
got
I mean,
it.
their
Yeah.
facial expressions. Dave's got this one.
Dave is screaming, I'm smart. I'm smart.
Yep.
I know about this.
Like,
I heard about this. I'm smart. That's what he's fucking doing. It's like, yo. Make him answer that, please. We get it, Dave. You know the fucking clean break fucking papers. But let fucking Timmy answer the shit, please. I beg you to. He's not gonna do it. He's gonna run over it. And Timmy's gonna be like, yeah, like I agree with a lot of what Dave just said right there. And yeah, man, things are crazy. Piers? It just like moves on. Like,
Yeah, it's wild. It's really
Crazy
hard to
stuff,
put your-
man.
whoa,
on,
man.
you know.
Hey, listen, man.
Crazy stuff, man.
It's fucking crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Piers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So yeah, for today and Biddy Boppa. All right.
He is very tan now that you mention it a little bit ago.
Right?
Very tan. Yeah, freshly
Hey,
vacationed. Piers, where were you?
Time here. Is it
Where you
not
been?
snowing where you are?
Didn't he break his leg or
Piers, where
something?
you
Like
been?
that? Didn't he break his leg or something?
I don't know.
I'm saying like
I
the
don't know.
official story thing. Did he get hurt or something shit like that?
Did you say you got a tan?
Who, Pierce?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I swear I heard something
Where did he get hurt? On like a tanning
I'll let you
bed?
know
Like,
when I
he's
do
fucking
hear.
crispy.
I need you to
Motherfucker.
darken up. I need you to be darker.
It's fucking
Me.
crispy.
He fell asleep.
In the
he
winter.
fell
we
asleep in
just
a
had
tan
snowstorm.
bed.
Why are you so tan? Look at Dave and Tim. Like,
He hit his shit on the fucking tanning bed. It's like, ah, fuck.
yeah.
Ah, my
Like,
leg.
no, I can't get up.
But I heard he was on vacation and like actually got hurt doing something.
Okay, well, I
like
hope
actually
he's
like
okay.
hurt his leg or something shit like that. I don't know.
Well, I
sending
wish
you
you
best. Sending you.
I wish
you
Speedy
well. We send
recovery.
our
I wish
best,
you well
yeah.
too, Piers.
Yes. Speedy
Sending our
recovery.
best.
Cheers.
Sending our
Luck to you. Good luck to you, Piers. All right, let's see it. All right, let's see where they go. There we go.
Record, because if you remember, Piers, is me and you. I mean, you've done a lot more than me, but I've been on quite a bit. We've done so many of these where it's
jumping out of
not
the
just
seat.
that they would say that the numbers are wrong.
I know the facts.
They
Tim's just counting them down.
accuse
He's
people
like, how long we
me
got? 30
of
minutes?
being, you know, a Hamas
Keep talking.
supporter or something like that because you're repeating their numbers. And then just casually at the end of all of it, now that the genocide's been completed and Gaza's unlivable, and now it's just a plan of where we're going to ethnically cleanse. Oh yeah, by the way, that was right. And the only reason why the IDF
And
is admitting that those numbers
Dave,
are right is because they're much higher. They're much higher than that. These are just the numbers of identified bodies that have been pulled out of the rubble.
Right.
The people who died from
Let
second
Tim
and third
answer.
order effects,
Is the
this
numbers
thing's
will-
going to be in the
once-
hundreds of thousands.
Once journalists get in there, I agree. I think once journalists get in there, the numbers will be much higher. But we'll see. But the point I kept making to people, which is so ironic,
AKA the journalists in Gaza don't count. Let's move on. Here we go. They mean nothing.
because I did a bit of research into this, which is something that most people don't like to do in these situations.
Once Sky News
the
gets in
research I
there,
did very early on
shut up.
was that historically the IDF had accepted the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry casualty numbers in previous skirmishes, flare-ups, and so on.
I hope this question is for Tim.
Broadly accurate. I kept saying to people, you do realize that the
something about
IDF historically has
Anything.
generally accepted these numbers that they put forward as being accurate, and I was laughed at and mocked and told to be I was a Hamas stooge and so on.
Piers,
We have
okay,
once
got it,
again
Piers.
The IDF once again accepting the numbers of
The PR
broadly
didn't work for you.
accurate,
Got it,
as
Piers.
they historically have invariably done. I mean, right there is one of the great ironies of this whole thing. I got to leave it
And
there,
which
guys.
one of them? Who?
Great to have you.
Is there one of them?
Timmy.
Is there one of them who will
Nothing
admit,
from
"Hey,
Timmy?
I got that wrong"? Has one of them come out of all the people who came on your show? I haven't heard a single one.
Not yet, but I look forward to having them back. Guys, thank you both very much.
No,
I'm glad we put an end
Piers.
to Bootgate. It was a very civilized debate.
Put an
Thank you
end
very
to
much.
it.
Thanks, fellas.
Saved. He always
is there
gets
more
saved
here?
somehow.
No, it's not. That's it. Oh my God! Ask Timmy about foreign policy. I want to watch him squirm in real time. But no, he brought that up for Dave to like boost Dave up, I guess. Almost like it's like
I guess.
scheduled.
I mean, this looked like this was like a PR thing for Tim.
Yeah.
It's like a
You know.
scheduled appearance type of shit, bro. It, like really.
Just like, oh, people are yelling at me. Let's go make this light. Let's make light out of what I said. Like, ha ha ha.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, Timmy's not a bootlicker. Dave likes him.
Yeah.
He's not a bootlicker.
Yeah.
see?
Yep.
God damn, that's so fucking lame.
Yeah.
It's like, what do we do about that? What do we do about that? It's like yell about it, I guess, on the internet. But it's like, I don't know.
Keep doing this.
I guess
Well, I can do.
until George's at the top of the fucking mountain. Guess we're stuck here. Or if you guys get there,
Onward we go.
I will piggyback. Like, let me in, bro. Hey,
Same.
listen.
Same.
You guys get famous, bro. Let me be on your show. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it happen. No, but like seriously, like, is this what? Like, this is probably like new. Like, their idea of like nuanced, deeper intellectual discussion is probably what they're viewing this thing as. And it's
Yeah.
like,
It's my personal hell. Personal hell. But yeah, this is supposed to, I think, be like the image of nuance and balanced
yeah, right.
perspective giving, and it's just hell, or what I would imagine it to be. Just a bunch of words.
It
Bunch
doesn't-
of words. I don't know if these people mean anything they're saying.
Yeah, it feels like there's like no fucking care about any of this from these guys.
Mm-mm.
It's just a variety TV fucking show. Like, God, what the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing, man?
It just keeps getting worse, in my opinion. Every day I'm like, oh God, there's more.
You want to hear the crazy part? The crazy part is that, and I say this a lot, by the way, but it's like, I care more about Piers Morgan Uncensored than the fans of Piers Morgan Uncensored. It's like, yo, I'm like actually investing more of my heart, my mind, my thoughts, my ideas. I'm digging into it. These guys are just like passive observers. Like, so like, what is the point at that point? What is the actual point? Why are we doing this? It's just like, I don't know.
It's really funny because I guess it's just like a normalized answer where it's just like, it's just politics. Like, this is just how it works. It's just politics. As if it's like, oh, you need to save that moral stuff for your pastor or whatever, your synagogue, your mosque. Like, whereas
Keep it over there.
this is just politics. Like, it is, it's almost like it is what it is. And not most, but a lot of people seem to feel that way, where it's like, oh, it's like a game to you. Okay.
But Sebs, if the fucking problem hit like their front steps, they're gonna be screaming and wailing and like, oh my god, right? That's gonna happen.
Absolutely, yeah. Then it'll be real, right?
Yeah.
Then it's no longer just politics. Yeah.
And it's like, how can you not see that right now? Like, maybe that's not happening to someone else, right? Like, that could be happening to someone else's fucking life.
Well, that was the argument that a lot of the pro-Palestinian people were making about voting for Kamala or whatever, like in the whole political sphere, where they were just like, okay, yeah, well, that's because it's not at your doorstep. Like, it doesn't mean that like whatever she's gonna do is not gonna be hurting people like at their doorstep. Like, it's not just a strategy. Like, these are people's actual lives where
like
and that was like the biggest block I've heard kind of making that argument like that intensely
like against Kamala, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
just,
yeah,
like, in
I've
general,
heard
yeah.
they're tremendous.
Which is like,
I
I was like, please keep going, guys. Please.
I feel like they didn't take it seriously, and it's like, well, your numbers kind of show that there's large blocks that did actually take that seriously.
Well, she's like taking, campaigning with Dick Cheney's daughter within it,
Yeah, it didn't really work for
No
her, that
offense,
approach.
but-
Yeah, no, she should be offended.
She's really not that
Shouldn't
different
be
from her
offended.
dad, so it's like, ooh, that's why. It's not because she's Dick Cheney's daughter. Dick Cheney could have a wonderful daughter, but he doesn't. No offense.
That he had a daughter.
It is what it is.
God damn.
Liz Cheney, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, like I yell at I don't yell. I do yell, I guess, at Prop about like politics, like too political of a mindset. But I get a sense for him that like he is measuring like something bad happened to someone else, and that's where his care comes from. That's why he cares so much about these topics. In my opinion, that's what I'm getting from the guy. And it's like, I do appreciate that, although I have to yell at him, I have to argue with him and yell at him. And he yells at me, whatever. It is what it is. Or we disagree or agree, whatever. But it's like, there's like a sense of like care behind why he doesn't like certain things happening versus it's, hey, it's Monday, Piers' show's on. I want to like take a side and just argue politics versus like a yo, bro, if this policy goes through, bro, people are gonna fucking die, man. I fucking hate it, man. Like, that's what Props screams to me, like, as a personality. And that's something I can respect, although I will question and counter, but I respect that versus like, yo, Dave destroyed him, bro. Dave's the fucking man. Dave killed fucking Tim Pool and Piers Morgan or whatever the fuck he's doing, right? Or vice versa, right? Like, Dave's like almost a liberal, this fucking libertarian idiot. Timmy killed him with sensibility, I guess, is the idea. Or whatever, right?
Good God.
Well, it's just like, it's fakery. It's
make believe. It's like, yeah.
I want to call it wrestling, but I don't want to insult wrestling. Wrestling's fucking awesome. It's opera. But like, this shit is like empty fucking calories leading towards nothing. And a guy that could be a liar, for all we know, in regards to Tim Pool, a guy that could be like a provocateur, for all we know, Piers Morgan, and a guy who's a fucking dumbass ditz, for all we know, Dave Smith. What are we getting out of this? What are we getting? Cheerios without the fucking heart health? It's like empty Cheerios, I guess, is what we're asking for. No flavor, no nothing. No milk.
No, just get the powdered sugar.
I know, it's just huffing sugar.
Yep.
Fuck, man. Like, there's nothing to be gotten out of this, but either way, whatever. There's your video. Please subscribe. If you feel like, comment, agree or disagree. Dave fans will probably be killing us for all this, but like, whatever, man. At this point, I already ran through the idea of Alex Jones fans. You guys are like at the fucking border, bro. You're right there. You better smarten up. Otherwise, be doomed to be like a mediocre motherfucker that's late. You're a man of the times or a woman of the times, but like very late still. Thus, you're not really much in that regard politically. But do your thing. You are much as a human being, but not so much in regards to having some sort of inventive, interesting, unprecedented fucking perspective. I'm sorry. You're not there. But do your thing. I'm sure Dave is a really cool guy to you guys. Do your thing. Timmy, there's no Timmy fans to fucking defend this. It's all bots, probably. Let's be honest. But yeah, tell me in the comment section what you think. Do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously, the 2 videos I showed you, Dan Bongino and this one, will be linked in that same description box for you to look at on your own and I guess make up your own mind. That's what content creators say, but like, I'm sorry, if you pick Timmy or Dave or Piers or all 3 of them combined, I think you're wrecking yourself. It's my opinion, but please make your arguments. I will wreck your shit. But please do so at your own volition. Most importantly, more than anything else, get this video a thumbs down. Yeah.
Do not come.
God damn it, Harrison.